Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table at the cabin, cottage, log cabin, whatever you want to call it. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And today we're doing technically it's a monthly Q&A since we did one in November. But yeah, or kind of whenever I get to doing these Q&A things.
When we can fit them in, right?
When we remember to schedule them with enough notice and I'm not just too busy trying to play games on the channel that I enjoy doing. So we're here for another Q&A, kind of our year-end Q&A. Hello, everybody in the live chat. Welcome, welcome. Hello to you watching later who was probably working while this was happening. Sucker. But wait, I'm working right now. Damn it. But yeah, we're back. Last year, if you were here hanging around the channel during our Q&As, because of COVID-19, we decided, I tried to be funny and we set our Q&A. I was doing a thing where for our Q&As, I changed the backgrounds and we're going to different places, just being silly with the green screen. Trying to make it fun and interesting for myself, just being silly. But last year I decided since it was COVID themed, we weren't seeing any family. We were in heavy lockdown where we were. So I decided we were escaping from the city. We're going up north. We're hiding at a cottage, you know, for one day for a live stream. And I decided let's do it again. So because the Omicron, however you say it, variant for COVID, anyone looking back at this later is gonna be like, what the hell was going on? But yeah, we're in our like 4th wave or something like that here in Ontario and Canada. They're talking about rolling back things, locking down, mask mandates again, all this crazy stuff. Booster shots just opened this morning. I basically spent the last 4 hours online like I was trying to get concert tickets.
We both did.
Websites are crashing. 18 or older in Ontario now can get their booster shot as long as you got your previous 2 at least 3 months ago or more, because they're a little worried, but cases are on the rise. Hospitalizations are on the rise. It's going crazy again all around the world. So yeah, so here we are. It's pretty much the exact same thing as last year. We're debating on canceling our family gatherings for Christmas because of this. People are getting a little worried. Those 50 and older who are fully vaccinated aren't fully immune to this like 17th variant of the virus or whatever. So yeah, I just don't really want to be sick for a week. So yeah, I might avoid it, but we'll see. So here we are. We're hiding at the cottage again, trying to escape the pandemic, which is supposedly not going to end until 2024, according to Pfizer's scientific data at this point, but we'll see.
Well, it's funny because I remember last year around New Year's when people were like, oh, next year's going to be better. Last year.
Well, I remember on this stream last year.
We were like, I don't know about that.
No, last year I got in trouble on this stream. Oh, no, it was New Year's. Yes, it was New Year's. Yes, it was the New Year's stream. Yeah. And I was like, guys, 2021 is going to be exact same. Yeah. It's like all the data is showing it's probably going to get worse even. And yeah,
here we are.
I got in trouble. People are getting mad at me in the chat, but you know, yeah. Sorry, here we are. So John says, do you have good access to testing? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I have like tests upstairs. We have boxes of tests. Like I have them in my house. But yeah, I don't know. Do I trust the tests? The rapid ones? Not really. I suppose they're not that great. Do they detect the new version? I guess so. I don't know. Do I want to go line up and get testing somewhere else? Not really. But getting tested and then meeting right after, it's like, just because someone got tested, like there's the rapid test you can find out like right away, right? But then there's the tests that take like 3 or so days to get the results. But in those days, if you've gone out, seeing people, shopping, all this kind of stuff, getting groceries, it's like you could just be infected again anyway. So like, and it's more of a trust thing. Like, do I trust the people I'm with that they're actually vaccinated, that they actually got tests? Like, no, I don't, honestly, I don't. But yeah, that's just the way I am. That's just the way I am. But it's just really about protecting me and my family, really. So it's like, you know, the best way is to just not put yourself in those situations for now. So that's where I'm at. But I'm fully vaccinated. But again, the term fully vaccinated is like not a thing anymore, because like there's the original variant or the original COVID-19 is like not even a thing anymore. It's like Delta, and then Delta is being overtaken by this new variant. So I don't know. We'll see. Serenity now. Anyways, all right. Maybe 2022 will have a nice holidays.
Maybe.
We'll see. Anyways. Welcome everybody. Welcome. So today is the Q&A. It's chill time. We're just talking about whatever. We can hang out. We will bring up some of your questions. We'll answer them. We're here for a couple hours. So yeah, 3 max, 2.5 is what I'm aiming for. 2 hours is what we have. We have a stream later today, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, playing some Gloomhaven Digital with Jack and Janet from the community. Tomorrow, I'm doing a Rob's Cafe coffee crowdfunding and conversation stream where we can sit down and talk about crowdfunding games, board game industry stuff, and whatever. So some of the stuff we don't get to today, we can talk about tomorrow. Or I have other stuff to talk about tomorrow. I don't even know if we'll get to it all, but I'm doing one of those streams tomorrow because there's a whole bunch of stuff I built up on a list that I've been wanting to talk about. So we can just do that tomorrow in that stream. So if you're looking for that, set a reminder for it. It's already scheduled on the channel. I'm trying to do those like every 2 weeks, just to cover stuff that, you know, to keep our gaming streams kind of on topic, because the Q&As, like even when we're doing them once a month, like wasn't fast enough to cover some things to talk about Kickstarters, because by the time I noted it down to the next Q&A, things were already like done.
Yeah.
Games were like
wasn't relevant anymore.
Yeah, crowdfunding was closed. Those games didn't matter anymore, whatever. So maybe doing the coffee chat every 2 weeks, this every month. Hopefully you can catch all these like crowdfunding campaigns, new game releases, articles that are relevant, you know, board game industry news, all that kind of stuff in there. So that's the idea. Let's see. I'm gonna grab a question here. Dan's question. Out of nowhere, this question's super weird. I've never heard this one before. But Dan says, time for the question. Carnival of Horrors when? He's talking about Arkham Horror, the card game, for those that don't know. Carnival of Horrors is a standalone scenario that we haven't played yet. We own.
Yeah.
One of the first standalones we got. But yeah, haven't played it. I don't know when Arkham Horror LCG will get back to the table even. I can't even answer that for you. But yeah, too many other games on the pile I'm trying to work through. Other games coming. And we'll just see. Maybe we'll just get in the mood and start a campaign in there somewhere. Maybe we'll just play this solo. I don't know. But again, Arkham Horror, the card game, is dropped down on the priority list since we played so much of it on the channel so far. We just did Edge of the Earth. So right now I'm trying to get through other games that I'm interested in playing. And then, yeah, we'll get back to that stuff. Yeah, the other campaigns we haven't done, Innsmouth Conspiracy. But again, all this stuff for Arkham Horror is being re-released in new formats. So the game's like in a good time. FFG had Rodney do a... had Rodney Smith from Watch It Play do a how to play for Arkham Horror, the core set, both the old and the new, which is good. So that's helping new players get into the hobby, which is what I was trying to do by playing Edge of the Earth with just the core set, talking about the revised core set, trying to show people it's a good time to get into the game. So it's good that they're putting money behind it. They're, you know, not just like dumping out product and hoping the fans figure it out. They're trying to educate them and stuff, which is good. But yeah, so no rush. So we'll definitely play some more Arkham Horror in 2022. That's for sure. LCG. Yeah. Definitely. I'm sure they'll announce a new campaign probably somewhere in the year too. Probably come out around Gen Con or something, which would be pretty cool. But we'll see. Yeah, the game's not going anywhere on the channel, but just right now immediately is not a priority. So hopefully that's basically the same answer I give Dan every time. So
he's gonna keep asking even
I know
that, but that's fine.
I know. But then the problem is I'll play it. Here's what happens. I learned this. So if I play Carnival of Horrors with you, we play it on the channel.
Yeah.
Literally, the end of that stream, Dan's going to start asking the question for the next thing he wants us to play.
Yep.
And he just won't give up. So, so that's how we roll. I'll just give him the same answer. I just need to record the answer so I can press a button and the video just comes on the screen of me answering the question. Then it's like less effort. And it's just like the standard like legal answer. You know, my lawyers advised me to say the following. So if you have your questions, drop them in the chat. We're just going to start chatting, because what happens is we do some casual conversation. We talk about what's going on the channel, what's upcoming on the channel, and then we're like an hour in, and then I start asking questions, and all of a sudden, like, the questions is the best part. We start having fun chatting, and then we like run out of time, and there's so many things that I want to talk about. So we can just get into questions. We'll just have questions.
There's some questions in here already for you.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through them right now. And if I miss a question, I'll remind later. If I scroll past it by accident, Mel might point it out, or I'm purposely ignoring it. I rarely do that though. Or if it's something already answered early in the stream, because people will join later in the stream, ask similar questions. I'll try to answer them quicker, so I'm not repeating it for people who are there from the beginning, hearing the same thing over and over again. But I may skip it if I'm like, oh, I already answered that, and it's just someone asking again. But yeah, we'll see. D20 Woodworking, how's it going? Says, did you back Hoplo Victorium from CTG? And if so, how excited are you for Victorium next year? I did support the game. We will be playing it on the channel in the future. That's a guaranteed. I've always been interested in playing Hoplo, but when they finally did the reboot that I feel was needed, I got more excited. But again, it's not like a completely brand new game, and it's never been as popular in anyone's eyes or as good as Too Many Bones generally. I might like it better, but most people say I'll probably just like it because I like Cloudspire, Too Many Bones, and some of the other games we play on the channel that I'd really like this. But we'll see. I'm not like blown out the water. And again, Victorium solo only. That's awesome. But the revised set of like streamlined stuff for multiplayer, I'm actually more excited about that product.
Yeah, because we can play that together.
Yeah, I can play with multiple people, and it's like the best of, has some expansion stuff in it. I want to see what they do there. And it's like updated graphic design and art and all that stuff, which I feel like the game was pretty rough around the edges. But again, it was their first game, right? Like a while ago. Yeah, I'm excited to play it. But I'll be honest, I'm more excited about like... I'm more excited probably to try Burn Cycle, obviously Frosthaven, Oathsworn, Seven Citadel. These games I'm like more excited about because... I don't know. I've played games like them before, obviously, and they're more of the same stuff I love. But Hoplo, I don't know. Is it like, you know, will it be a hit? Will it be a miss? I don't know. Will it be just okay? It's so unknown to me. So that's how my excitement, I'm being honest, my excitement level's like not through the roof because, you know, it's like, I don't know. I'm unknown. And I purposely am avoiding, like I watched some of the playthroughs of this game when they were doing playthroughs during the Chip Theory live streams, and I purposely didn't want to see I don't want to see like stuff in progress really. I won't remember it really anyway. I'm going to have to learn it through and through to make sure I fully understand the game from front to end and know all the rules. So me watching a stream, like I know I already want to play it, like for sure I want to play it, but yeah, it's not gonna change that. So yeah, so I'm staying kind of spoiler free-ish of it, sort of, you know what I mean? But it's not full of spoilers or anything, but anyways. But it has like a campaign and stuff for the solo one, which sounds pretty cool actually. All right, question. Are you doing any updated Gloomhaven today?
There was an update. I don't know if you've seen. There was an update that fixed some bugs in the Discord. I know Kenji, who is here, posted all of the bugs that they did fix, one of which was being able to mark a location on your turn, which is awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, that was one thing that used to drive us crazy.
So my routine for setting up a digital stream of any game is to open up Steam or whatever, you know, digital store it's from, check for all updates, download the updates, go to the store page, check for any posts and reading about what's changed. Sometimes I'll dig into the Discords of those games to find out what they fixed. So I haven't got that far today. That's some of the preparation I have to do after this stream, before the next stream. But I will look into that and we will discuss that in the Gloomhaven stream today. Maybe I'll start a bit earlier or something. I don't know if I can discuss it when we have people like waiting to start playing. That's the only problem.
I see, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll save that for the Gloomhaven digital stream for people who, you know, are interested in that.
But that's awesome that they did some updates for
I
sure.
know.
There's quite a few.
I just wish they, like I said before, I just wish they updated it more frequently, but they probably are good at playtesting, slowly fixing bugs and making sure it's rock solid before pushing it out, instead of just rushing out fixes and breaking other stuff.
Yeah, so we will update it before tonight's playthrough. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Lootly. Yogi says, same question as last year when you escaped to the Winter Lodge. Are you excited about streaming Frosthaven next year? As I just stated when we talked about Victorium. Yeah. Now, Yogi, when you mean next year, do you mean 2022 or 2023?
Is it supposed to come in 2023?
It's, well, no, right now it's coming like possibly like, what was it? Like August 2022 maybe or something like that? Or yeah, I think.
I'm looking.
Or maybe I'm confused with this one. He just had the email. We talked about it in the last Gloomhaven digital stream. I saw the email and he was like, he can't guarantee anything. Go to updates. Yeah, I can bring it up on here actually. Frosthaven.
I'm just scanning for a date.
No, he doesn't put a date. He puts, I can't even guarantee, but it'll be later than the following.
Oh.
Yeah.
I gave an estimate of 4 months to start fulfillment. Just so you know, still pretty
No, there's an email. Hold on.
Taking at least 4 months.
Stand by. I don't know. Maybe that's the same.
Yeah, like here.
Oh, that is it. That is it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's in the update.
Yeah, the December 17th update.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So he talks about some video of their PAX U announcement thing, and he kind of puts in the lower in the email. I don't want to rehash everything from the video, but let's touch on a couple of points. The first is the timeline. I know I keep saying this and I apologize, but we're still finalizing a schedule with the manufacturer. And so I still can't provide any concrete dates, which is a kind of a scary thing. In the video, I give an estimation of 4 months to start fulfillment, but I just know that it is still pretty uninformed estimation, assuming everything goes perfectly. With manufacturing freight shipping, which we know it won't, basically, you can count on it taking at least 4 more months, but it will likely take longer. So let's say like 6 months from now. So like we're talking summer, man. Summer, and maybe it's like manufactured. Maybe it's on a boat. I bet you we're doing this stream next year and we don't have the game. I'll put money on that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I already was thinking they were kind of doing a scumbag move by doing a Kickstarter when they did at the time. I remember being like, this guy's a scumbag, because we were going into March 2020. It was lockdowns. People were losing their jobs. People were having no money, and people are canceling Kickstarters. Companies were freaking out. There was a problem. There was a worry. And this guy went, you know what? I'm going to do one of the biggest Kickstarters ever. And it worked. He got tons of money, and people are pissed at him. There was people saying like, why is he doing it at this time? Like, he's still selling Gloomhaven. There's still got all this other stuff. Digital's in the works and all this. And his answer was, people needed something positive in their life right now. And I went, well, that's kind of crappy. So it's positive to post a website that asks people for money and giving them nothing in return. That's something positive. Like, it's not like he was having the game come out that month. So I thought it was really scumbaggy, the whole thing around this Frosthaven Kickstarter. Of course, I want the game. I'm looking for the game. Great game. Gloomhaven's great. You know, this guy made a great little game. But yeah, kind of sucky that he was also very confident how it was going to come out later that year, because they'd done so much work on it. And then here we are in late 2021, and original, and I know shipping crisis, COVID and all that, but the guy was like, I'm so confident and we can drop it and all this stuff.
December 2020.
Yeah, it was coming out later that year.
1 year ago, it should have been here already.
Yeah. Well, it's only one delay. There's other games that are still delayed for like 3 years, 4 years. Like, it's a thing. It's normal, especially during COVID/shipping crisis. Manufacturing costs, shortages, factories were shutting down and all that kind of stuff. And the getting shipping containers costs and all that stuff. But yeah, I remember when there was an update that was like, yeah, I broke my finger snowboarding or something.
I got it.
I'm going to delay it. Delay it by a little bit. And I was like, yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's so many people working on this. There's more things that are going to delay it than just your finger being broken, my friend. And here we are. Here we are in 2021. 1 year later. 1 year later, and he can't even give an estimate. A minimum is like 4 months before it's even started manufacturing. And he even says it probably won't even be that quick. So I don't know how long manufacturing all the components takes, shipping them to the place where they all get assembled, then finding a ship to ship them on in a container, getting them around the world, then start distributing them, you know, going through mail and customs and all that stuff. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know. I said we might be getting it around this time next year. Like, it might be like, oh, we got a shipping notification. It's coming. That's my guess. But I bet we won't have it in our holiday stream Q&A next year. That's my call. That's my call. But yeah, good thing he did the Kickstarter in March of 2020 during one of the worst times in my lifetime in the world. But this was an important thing to do. You know, the world needed a Kickstarter to input their credit card number on and refresh, you know, for add-ons to be added to it, because that was a positive thing in people's life. Jesus. Anyways, but yeah. Can't wait to play it though. Can't wait to play it. Can't wait to stream it. Super excited. Hopefully we're streaming it this time next year, or in the fall of next year, summer of next year, maybe, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
feel like I want to take some holidays around that time.
Yeah,
Whenever we know it's coming for sure. So then we can just kind of binge.
Just get it started. Like, get into it. Create some characters. Play a bunch of scenarios. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they've done to it. I've stayed like away from spoilers. I stayed away from tabletop simulator stuff. I saw them playing it at a convention, and I was like, I'm not going near it. Not touching it. You know, I don't want to see it. Don't want anything. So we're not at a convention at like on video. They're playing at conventions and they're like covering it. And I'm like, I close it. Yeah, they were demoing. Were they demo? Yeah, they had a demo at the place at the conventions. They were like showing off a scenario or something. All right, let's go back to questions. Yeah, I remember last year being like, yeah, sometime next year we'll be playing it. Don't worry. Now I'm here saying probably next year, but probably not. Funny stuff. Okay. Stacy's asking, what do you know about the shipping disaster? I've heard about shipping containers being sold out from under other companies. That is crazy. It's like real estate markets and stuff, right? Everyone's just looking to make a buck, right? So if you have a little publisher, like, you know, name a publisher in board gaming, and then name like an electronics company or something, you know what I mean? Or like apples and oranges. It's like David and Goliath, right? Yeah. So it's easy for somebody who's like desperate to get something to market and doesn't want to sit in a warehouse to just go, hey, I'll give you $10,000 more for that shipping container. And the little board game company goes, I can't match that. And then the shipping guy goes, sorry, bro. And then the factory's going, your stuff's sitting out here in a truck. You're paying for it while it's sitting here. And then they're also lose money on that and they're waiting to get a container. It's like cutthroat, man, because there's some things that are timing based, right? There's toys and stuff that if those toys don't get to stores before the holidays, they're irrelevant next year. Like kids want whatever's hot on TV or whatever's hot on streaming platforms or whatever their kids are talking about. So yeah, stuff comes, you know, like I don't know, whatever. I don't know what
like food and medicines and
yeah, things expire,
stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Things expire. But yeah, I can see just companies who are like have time sensitive stuff who figure we'll still make more profit even though we overpay on shipping containers. Just do it to get stuff to market. Yeah, like board gaming is such a small little thing, right? So it's like, yeah, you have a company that says we want to rent or use whatever 20 containers, and you got a board game company or a Kickstarter little publisher 2-man team like, yeah, we just need like 1 container. And then they're like, okay, we can give you 1 container. Oh no, wait, this guy wants 20 containers and he's giving us a big bulk rate, you know, like, okay, we're going to take your container, sorry. You know, like that's just how it's going to work. But I don't know specifically. I've just read some horror stories and Kickstarter updates, like Chip Theory will post updates about the cost, what it used to cost, what it costs right now, the bidding wars and stuff like that. If you just go check an update on any of the Chip Theory Kickstarters, you'll see them describing that kind of stuff. It's kind of neat to see them talk about it, but it does suck. It does completely suck.
Mm-hmm.
What about Asmodee buying Miniature Market?
Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that.
Oh, that was like yesterday or the day before.
I heard about Asmodee being purchased, and I was going to talk about that tomorrow in our cafe stream for sure. But I did not know that. Is Miniature Market like selling things under the what is that called? The minimum advertised pricing? And they were like, all right, if you don't want to follow our rules, we're going to buy you and make you follow our rules. Yeah, that's weird to buy a company during the purchase from that Embracer group, though. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hello.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so I guess I can't really comment on it yet because I haven't read much about it, but I did know it was happening.
Oh. Let's see, can we make it bigger? Online US retailer Miniature Market purchased by Asmodee. This is from 3 days ago. Yeah, I didn't even see this. I was too busy like reading about this. Embracer Group supposedly is purchased for like 2.75 billion euros. Yeah, right there. Is purchasing. So one investment group bought Asmodee a while ago for like 1 point something billion. And then now a new investment firm or whatever. It's not an investment firm, sorry. It's like a company that owns a bunch of gaming in digital, like gaming, video gaming, that kind of stuff. They own a bunch of things in Europe, and they're purchasing them to add to their gaming portfolio with tabletop gaming. So they bought Asmodee, and they've let their other companies just kind of run how they run. They don't usually go in and start restructuring them. So they're not messing with Asmodee, they said, for the time being, but most companies that buy a company always say that, so they don't scare anybody. But supposedly other companies they bought a while ago, they still haven't touched, and they don't want to mess with it. They're just trying to build, round it out. And then they want to take some of their video game IPs and Asmodee and kind of, then it makes it easier for them to work together to make games based on digital games based on board games and board games based on digital games. Supposedly is like some of the idea there, which is kind of cool. So this might be a really good thing that this Embracer Group bought them, because maybe they're not about like the same with the investment firm who's coming in and cutting things. These guys might come in and be like, yeah, do whatever works. Let's make a bunch of cool games. But we'll see. But I didn't know about buying the miniature market thing. That's kind of crazy. I didn't realize miniature market was like that big of a place to buy stuff at. Like, why? Why would they? Oh, they purchased a French retailer too, Filbert. I've seen them on websites. I've seen them on websites come up in retailer lists. When we take on a new studio on board as a third-party publisher that we distribute, it's a great platform for further acquisition. We test the performance of games, we develop a strong relationship with the studio team, and over the years, when it's the right time, if we think it's the right time for us in the studio, we propose them to join our family, because we know the team very well and their performance. 100% of the acquisitions we made basically are growing since the date of inception. That's super important in the context of understanding the Asmodee model. But I don't understand why buying an online retailer website makes sense. Like, that's weird to me, because they own like distribution. They have their own distribution like everywhere. They like have Asmodee Canada distribution, US distribution. So they cut out other distributors. They say, you don't carry our stuff, only we carry our stuff. So they lock that down. But now they're going to buy up retailers to lock that down. That's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Anyone in the chat have any comments? That's kind of weird. It's just weird for a board game company. But again, FFG or Asmodee North America originally had their FFG headquarters that sells like all the games. But then that was like franchised or something like that, or owned by a different owner. Now it's owned by the former owner of FFG or whatever, which is kind of crazy. But I don't know. It's weird how this stuff all works. I just don't know the logic behind it. Like, why? Why would you want to buy an online retailer? That's weird. Let's see. Miniature Market was about the only place in the US that shipped to Russia with reasonable costs. If it adopts Asmodee's shipping policy, then that's basically it. Oh, that sucks.
Wait. Go ahead, go ahead. You lol too much, though, says, I was wondering if they're planning to use Miniature Market as a distributor for their products.
I thought that too, but I thought they had like their own distribution channels in the US. I thought they did that already. I know they did it in Canada, where they like stopped working with other distributors and bought one specific distributor and then rebranded it, and it's the only place you can get Asmodee products in Canada. And I thought they did the same thing in the US a few years back, where it's like Asmodee distribution, basically.
I don't think it flipped when you...
Yeah. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Yeah. There's you. Oh, sorry, I thought I had this on the screen.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Plains Miniature Market. Yeah, okay. Stacy says, man, I have nothing but trouble with Asmodee. I like Miniature Market. But maybe that's the thing to fix it. Maybe people are like pissed off with FFG's online sales, Asmodee North America's online sales, and they're like, man, customers love Miniature Market, but they hate our website. And our website, we can't run it properly. We suck at it. So when companies suck at something, what do? They buy another company that's good at it and merge them in and do what they do and steal their ideas, and because they own them. And then they merge it and they just go with that. So maybe they like what Miniature Market does and how they're loved, and like, all right, we need that. and they just pull it in, and they're like, all right. And then maybe you'll see Asmodee's website be gobbled in, or it just changes and it's run by Miniature Market or those people, the same people, you know? Maybe that's why. But again, I've never used Miniature Market really, so I don't know. But and Brian says, it's other than said, I've had no issues at all with Miniature Market, but I've all sorts of issues with Asmodee, that's honestly why they probably bought them. They probably realized, they're like, man, people hate the way we're doing it. So let's just buy somebody that can do it good for us. And Kate says, it's not thrilling news. I mean, I haven't used Miniature Market, but Asmodee direct shipping sucks. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, we'll talk more about the Asmodee purchase, or Asmodee, Asmodee being sold by their investment firm to that gaming company. We can talk more about that tomorrow in our cafe stream or whatever. We can go into more detail on it and kind of look up, learn about, because I was reading stuff about that company and how they run their ship and stuff, and what game licenses they have and stuff like that. All right. So Josh says, also no blue shirt today. What happened? I wore a red shirt last year during the holiday stream. I thought it kind of fits.
Yeah,
red,
it's Christmas.
Santa. I don't have any like ugly Christmas sweaters. I wish I did. But every year I think about getting one. It's like too late to get one shipped. And with COVID, I don't really want to drive around to stores looking for them. So yeah. So I just grabbed one of my red shirts. And hopefully I don't die. Hopefully I'm not expendable. And Paul Cecil says, love the Gloomhaven digital series. Do you think the digital game is so great because you know the tabletop game well? Is my experience. I wonder if a novice would like the digital without the tabletop experience. I've talked about it on the stream, but the digital version has a long way to go, before it is better for new players. So because I play the digital version, I know when to ask questions like, wait, why is there some information missing on the screen about how this works in a scenario? Like, I think a lot of the play testers is the problem, and the people developing the game, and Isaac, who approves changes, are all so hardcore into the world that they just miss things that a fresh set of eyes and a new player would be like, wait, how does this boss spawn things? Why isn't it explaining what turns he spawns things on? Like, you know, in the right side where it explains what's happening in the scenario. Or why is the tutorial not really giving me like tips how to play better? You know, just giving me like how the game buttons work and stuff. Like, I went through the tutorial quickly. It's fine, but they have the rule book in there. But yeah, I think they need to work out a few things, some visual prompts. But yeah, even knowing the board game well, there's still like a little learning curve to learning the digital version and the interface and, you know, moving around. But they'll fix that stuff. They'll update it. They'll add some quality of life stuff. But hopefully they're adding quality of life stuff, not just to make the experienced players time more enjoyable, but also helping new players not get confused. Because the problem is, in board gaming, we know what a Euro game is, those who've played it and have played more complex games. So when you get Gloomhaven and you realize, whoops, I didn't really buy a dungeon crawler, I bought a puzzle Euro game and a hand management game, and you can figure that out. You know endurance. You know, you understand that my cards in my hand are my health and my discard pile. And when they get burned, my amount of time is running out. And I shouldn't just be burning cards for big flashy effects at the certain times unless it's really worth it. And I need to count hexes and realize my movement points left. And do I have enough resources of all my different resources to manage my tracks and my engine so that I can reach the end of a scenario and achieve my goal? But not a lot of people understand Euro-y games who want to buy a digital game in the Steam store that looks like a hack and slashy fantasy dungeon crawling game like some other games are. They buy it and then realize, like, whoops, I bought, and they don't even know what a heavy or medium weight Euro kind of mechanic game is about. Like, they don't play tabletop games, you know? So that's the problem. It's people coming from the video game hobby. I see it all the time. I see them on Reddit posting in the forum, like, I played games like There's that Darkest Dungeon and the card one. I always forget the name of it.
Dungeon?
Nope. The like video game one that's like the roguelike with the card play. I always forget it, but somebody will say in the chat every time I forget the name of it. I have it, I just haven't played it. No, you've never played it. It's like a very popular video game, roguelike, dungeon, but you're playing cards. Slay the Spire. Thank you, Keith. Slay the Spire. I always forget the name of that game. I can picture the game, but I just never remember the title. But Slay the Spire. I see people play Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon, some of the Warhammer dungeon crawler games on Steam. And then they come to Gloomhaven and they're like, this game's broken. It's too hard. I can't even beat the first scenario. It doesn't make sense. Same thing happened in the tabletop game. Tons of people come to our first video of playing that on the tabletop and are like, how the hell did you guys beat it? This is broken. This game's too hard. What am I doing wrong? I keep losing. And yeah, because that first scenario wasn't really a good tutorial. But people don't realize it's not just about slamming your cards down and doing big hits and killing monsters. It's about when's the right time to, you know, push and pull and burn cards and move, and when the top card needs to be saved or the bottom of a card needs to be saved and used in a different way. And somebody's got to think outside the box so that you can survive an endurance. And it feels a lot like Seventh Continent to me. It's an endurance game. It's really an endurance game, it feels. Because the more cards you have left, the more fun you can have in the last room and figure things out. And you don't feel like you're down to the wire. That's how I play it and how I think about it. But a new player comes to it and it looks like a dungeon crawler. It looks like a hack and slash game. You know, it looks like a deck builder, hand management game. But it's like, it's something more than that. And the problem is the digital game doesn't tell you that straight up. It doesn't tell you that straight up. It doesn't say that in the description. This is not like other games. This is unique because of this. So they need to be more upfront with it and kind of like tell people you're not buying what it looks like. Like it's not that way. But once people figure out the puzzle, and that's when they hook people. And that's why it's so popular, is because if people are willing to get beat up and figure it out and understand and do a little bit of Googling and reading in forums, you'll kind of understand like, oh, I get how I'm supposed to be approaching this game. Not like any other game. And that's why this thing shot up to the top #1 spot on Board Game Geek. Because it's like, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, but does not play like a duck. And that's what people loved it. That's why people love it. So yeah, but they need to do more for new players. They need to do more for anybody. There's needs quality of life stuff to that app. But they're updating it. So we'll see. Eventually it'll get there. Like a year from now, we'll be playing it and we'll be like, this is so awesome. You can just hover over this and it brings up like the, you know, the full text from the book. The scenario book, so you know exactly what's happening, and maybe they'll go in more detail and explain things, and you know, there might be a little tutorial you can play through a character and it'll walk you through like kind of choosing cards and why you would choose things and kind of teach the player a little bit more to help them come from other games, you know, like, and explain what the differences are. But yeah, that's what I think. But anyways, Heather's asking, are there any games upcoming that haven't been talked about that you're interested in?
Not me.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
And when you say haven't talked about, I'm assuming today? There's stuff I will talk about tomorrow in the cafe thing, but yeah. Upcoming games. I don't know. I haven't really looked at any future Kickstarters. I know there's some delayed ones, like the Hero Realms one that was supposed to happen in October. They delayed it till next year. I'm always excited about playing more of that, but we have other stuff from that series I want to play still on the channel. So I'm like, I have stuff to play. So my excitement level for new stuff is always lower when I haven't played the existing stuff. I saw Earthborn Rangers. I backed that at like the low level to get in on the backer kit. I'm kind of excited about that game to play it. I want to keep an eye on it to see how it develops and maybe get a core set to play on the channel in the future if it seems like it's developing well. Paul's mentioning Isofarian Guard. Again, I don't know about that game still. I'm not sure. But I'm keeping an eye on it kind of. And like, I want to try it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Something about that game. But again, some of these games I'm like not sure of. I get them, I play them, and then the light bulb goes off. Sometimes it's just how it's presented or what I see about the game or the vibe of the developer or their communication plan. All that kind of stuff can just turn me right off on a game and be like, No. Red flags. Not even gonna waste my effort and time with getting my hopes up. But this is a game like I would try, but I don't know if it would hold my attention long term yet. But again, I'm trying to like not judge it too hard until I've actually played it. But yeah.
I think this is when we said we wait till retail for sure.
Maybe, but
right?
if it's, I don't know if it's coming to retail. I don't even know if people are ever going to get their Kickstarter for it. Like I have no idea. Like I see they've like tried to promote it again, like Oathsworn did. Open late pledges. People can get in, showing them that hey, we are doing work on it, even though we haven't delivered the game yet. Like we said we would. We're still doing stuff. We promise. And it's like, okay, how am I supposed to get excited for your game when I don't know if I'll be playing it till like 2025? I have no idea, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know if I want to pay Kickstarter rates, Kickstarter shipping, get hosed on all the shipping crisis stuff. I might just wait to see when other people actually get the full product to see if they actually delivered.
Yeah, this was also supposed to be December 2020.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. And if it's that great, if people actually get the final game in their hand and they start playing through it and, you know, they play more than just one scenario and judge it, I want to hear people say it's really good. And they're still holding their attention. It doesn't get boring on the second and third play and that kind of stuff. Or the second and third scenario or adventure or whatever. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah.
I love seeing your funny questions before Rob gets to them.
The couch one?
Well, that one, yeah, but there's...
Yeah, we'll get there.
Give him time to think about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Brian says, what is the proper way to spell Brian? Is it Brian with a Y or Brian with an I? You had best answer correctly.
Depends who we're talking to.
No.
Just kidding.
No. So the first spelling I ever encountered as a child, and majority through school, friends on my street, a friend that literally lived across the street that I used to hang out with. He was my friend that introduced me to like watching hockey and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And he was the same age as me. He had a younger brother that was the same age as one of my younger brothers. So I used to hang out with this guy all the time. His name was spelled with an I. All of the kids I played with in school, all basketball team, people through high school. I literally never knew a Brian with a Y until mid-2000s at some workplace. And I saw it spelled like that and was like, weird. So my experience is some parents out there just don't know how to spell Brian, or they smudge it on the birth certificate and actually accidentally put a Y there instead of an I.
But I wonder if that's...
I'm only kidding.
I wonder if that's location based more so, like in our area.
Or just people get bored about having their kid named the same, but they love the word Brian, so they're like, let's just tweak it a little bit. That happens nowadays. People just like kind of tweak a letter, and they're like, my kid's gonna have a slightly different name to be unique.
Yeah, I have an uncle Brian, and it's spelled with an I.
With an I.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian with a Y wins now. No. If you're asking me specifically, it's way more rare to see with the Y.
Yeah.
But either way is fine. Now I've seen it enough that either way, it's not an issue. But I'm sorry, the I is the right way. Brian V will still keep supporting us on Patreon. Okay,
thank you, Brian.
Excellent. But yeah, I didn't want him to think I was just saying that because, you know, the support was on the line. But I want to be honest, like this is the way I saw it. Brian was the way throughout school, you know, for like multiple decades. I never saw it with a Y ever. Never knew it was a thing.
I feel like I haven't either until YouTube. Because I don't remember ever seeing.
But like you said, it might be like come from a different nationality, and
or
like
just
it's
like
made
the
its
area.
way, made its way into being like a normal thing.
Yeah.
I would assume still it's a higher population are with have an I instead of a Y in at least North America maybe, but again, I don't know. But yeah, there is no right or wrong technically.
No.
But the more.
But if I were spelling it, if someone said their name and I was spelling it, I would spell it with an I.
I would do it with an I first.
Yeah.
And then they would correct you and you'd be like, hey dude, don't get mad at me because your parents wanted to be creative, all right? Nothing against you. You didn't make that choice. So we got our first notification pop for this year, and Jonathan K is on the naughty list supposedly with Santa.
Oh, Jonathan.
And he donated. Thank you for the support. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel here at Rob's Gaming Table. Thank you.
You are naughty.
Yeah.
So said Santa.
Whoops. don't know what I just did there. Let's try that again. There we go. So he's become, I believe, a supporter on Patreon. Thank you so much for that.
Jonathan. Thank you, thank you.
But again, Jonathan's name's not spelt right, so I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Those are funny. Okay. Steph's asking, so where are your elves, Santa Rob?
They're working.
I have one elf, my daughter. She's a lazy elf, and she's upstairs right now. And that's where my little elves are. It's my one elf. I don't know if that's the kind of elves you meant, but yeah. If anything's broken on stream or anything like that, Santa's the only one doing all the work for that. I don't have elves to help me if that's what you're hinting at. I have nobody that works for me.
But maybe that was the question.
I have my wife that volunteers for me, and Kyle that also volunteers sometimes. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was the question about children.
They're more like they're more like on the same level. Not that don't work for me. Let's see here. So Heather's saying this was on the topic of what new games I'm excited for. I'm glad you brought up the Youthia thing. I know they're hinting at it already. I've been told stuff. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. But I know they've hinted at it, so I'll just say, for those that don't know, they're supposedly hinting on their social channels about an upcoming Kickstarter for some new content and a reprint. So if you're trying to get a hold of Youthia, which we love, we played on the channel recently. We played it when it was a prototype. Fun little adventure game, totally scratches a lot of my itches. But yeah, if you've missed out on it on their web store and stuff, they're trying to set up some kind of way to do just like normal Kickstarter, you know, design something new, bring it to Kickstarter or GameFound. I don't know where it's going, but and then try to fund a reprint. So so stay tuned for that. If you're looking for it, I think you might have to wait a little bit. But yeah, so I'm excited for the new stuff for it. I don't know if I'll have any of that to play ahead of the Kickstarter or anything. I might just have to wait with everyone else to play it later, but either way, I still have stuff to play for Youthia, so I'm not as huge like, I must have more. I'm still staring at a huge, heavy box full of stuff and scenarios I haven't even got to yet, so, and it's quite replayable, as we've learned. Even playing the same scenarios over and over again with different characters and stuff, so there's like lots of content, but I'm not like, it needs more stuff to get me interested in playing it, so I'm not at that point yet, but I'm excited to see what they do.
Jonathan, our newest Patreon supporter, is in the chat. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you.
Yes. Where is he? Right here?
Yeah.
Hello. Jonathan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sorry you're on the naughty list.
Yeah, you have a couple days to work on that, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I don't know when Santa locks it in, and I don't know what you've been doing. I don't want to know. I don't want to be associated with any kind of crimes or anything. But you don't have to tell me. I like to plead ignorance. But yeah, thank you for the support. Velco says, have you ever blocked someone in the chat? You keep asking questions like this, I just may. No, I'm just joking.
Yes?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Only a handful of times. I looked at it before, trying to figure out one time we were having an issue. And I looked at it to see if somebody was in the block that shouldn't be. Because YouTube, I think, does stuff automatically too and filters things. Because there's some names in that block list I've never seen before, I'm pretty sure, and I didn't put them there. But anyways. Yes, I blocked some people. If they're in the chat being super annoying, being rude, being offensive, spamming, and I'll say something, and if they continue to do it, they're blocked, no problem. But what I found has helped, and if you notice, I put on this, YouTube added a feature for subscriber only chat, and at first I was doing it just to test it around and have fun. Just some streams to put on subscriber chat, you know, just for fun. I was just trying it out. And then I turned it off and stopped using it because I was like, yeah, I don't want to exclude people. Like, not everyone has to subscribe. I am okay with that. But as soon as I turned it off, automated spam bots started hammering the live chat.
Yeah.
Just like would not stop. And I was starting to block those accounts from the channel. Literally a new account would just show up and start doing it 5 minutes later. So I've turned on subscriber only chat. You just have to subscribe, wait a minute, and then you can chat. And I'm not doing that to gain more subscribers. I'm doing it because literally the chat would be a cesspool of bot chat and be not a fun place to hang out. So yes. Stacy says, remember the cheese person? That person I did not block.
No.
I just told them to stop spamming stuff, and then I guess they stopped and decided they didn't want to hang out because...
But maybe it was for a specific game. I can't remember what game they were here for.
Yeah. And it was fine.
But they chatted as well.
They contributed, but then just every now and then they just, all of a sudden, I think they were like a robot, and they would just start like talking about cheese and spamming the same word over and over again. It was like, okay, it's like, I don't know if it's a maturity thing, but like, we don't really, that's not cool here, because like, I don't want to look up at the chat to answer a question, but the question's flown off the screen because someone just keeps putting cheese over and over again.
There's lots of emojis.
Yeah, lots of emojis and cheese. Emojis are fine. Go nuts with the emojis. I don't care, but it's just like, if you're not contributing to the conversation, like, why are you here? And if you don't want to contribute to the conversation and sit and just watch, that's fine. If you want to chat amongst yourselves, man, by all means, go nuts.
Yeah.
But if you're just like ruining the vibe, it's like, I warn you, and then I'll just add you to like a, we don't see your chat list. You can still hang out and watch streams. They can still type, but nobody sees what they're saying, is what I'm pretty sure happens. But there was somebody who was like spamming about playing Zombicide, being super awkward and talking about Kyle in weird ways. And we had to block them because, and then they made a new account. I had to block that account. They made a new account. I blocked that account. And then I just left it.
Then they just left.
And then they just stopped. Maybe they're hearing another name and they learned. Maybe they moved on. I don't know. But yeah, they're just super immature. I don't know what it was. But yeah, so I do block. Yeah, I do block.
If we need to, but it's rare.
Yeah. Or if someone comes in the chat promoting like physical violence as a response to like someone critiquing their web content and can't, you know, take criticism, those people I don't necessarily block, but I don't appreciate the threats of physical violence. So I haven't taken that further, but yeah, that can also be a way to get blocked for sure. Let's see, next questions. Stacey says, do you guys get each other a board game present? I get myself a bunch of board game presents, and then I make Mel wrap them so that she can give them to me.
I do.
And then we play them together later. It's kind of like Homer Simpson giving Marge the bowling ball with his name on it, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's funny. Oh, you don't want to answer the coach question?
No. Yeah. All right. What are your thoughts on Hellboy the board game? This is Dan.
I don't think I'm familiar, so.
I knew it was a thing. I didn't look into it. I know nothing about it. I know it exists. I know nothing about it. Nothing. Nothing. If Dan, you want to tell me why I should look into it, why I should be interested in it, I'd be more than interested in hearing that. But yeah, just nothing is, no one's told me to go check it out because I like this, or it has these mechanics I'd love, or it's by this publisher or designer that I obviously like this, and it's the same team, you know, something that sparked my interest. No one's done that, but I know it's a thing. Or no one said like, yeah, it's made like $10 million on Kickstarter. It looks like exactly the kind of game you want to play, that kind of stuff to get me like, oh, okay, yeah, let me check it out. So that's all. Like, to be honest, I know nothing about it. Robert Carlisle asked a question. This question comes up, man, even before they announced the reboot. This is always a question, and my standard answer, and no offense to it by all, but I didn't grow up with this game. I wish I did. I wish my parents bought me Hero Quest as a kid. Probably changed my life, but they didn't. I had a bunch of garbage games, but that game would have been cool at the time. Looking at it now, getting into modern board gaming, and I look at that game and its mechanics and what it is, I have no nostalgia attachment to it. My daughter already plays more complex games. I have other games I'd rather use to teach players to pull them into the hobby. I have no use for this like level of a dungeon kind of crawler game. But it is cool for people who are nostalgic or want to play the game with their kids that they played when they were a kid. I love that it exists. Do I care about the reprint? Do I care about it getting reprinted? Do I care about games that are inspired by it and spin off from it? No, not at all. Do not care. Do not care. So I have no attachment to it whatsoever. I know of it. I know its importance to the hobby. But I don't care about giving that publisher money. I don't care about playing that game on the channel. Yeah, it's just not for me. Not for me. That's my thoughts on Hero Quest. But you know, if I played that as a damn kid, I would have bought the damn reprint thingy and would have been playing it on the channel going, nostalgia, nostalgia blow on me. And, but no, I don't have an attachment. So that's where I'm at. Tobold Stovefoot, welcome, says, question, are there any digital board games you intend to showcase next year, like you did with Gloomhaven Digital? Gloomhaven? I don't know, because I don't know what's like coming out. There are some games like that I own that I haven't even played yet, that I played the physical version. Usually I want to play a physical version of a game. If I love it and there's a digital version, I'll try out the digital version and see if it like, maybe it fills a niche, maybe I'll try it a bit, maybe I'll play it on the channel. But there are games that I have the digital version of, like One Deck Dungeon I want to try on the channel. But again, it's not a priority, but I do want to play it. Terraforming Mars I own digital, never played it, but I've played the board game. But I will play it at some point on stream and check it out and see what it's all about. So I'm like late to the party on that one, but I'm fine. It's too many games, not enough time. There's also, I want to go back and play some Wingspan. I want to go back and play some Root. I saw they have a bunch of updates. I want to play games like Slay the Spire. I want to play games like even ones that board games. The one that I got, I think I got it, was Frostpunk. KNJ is telling me I need to play this game. They have a board game coming. I don't know if the board game's gonna be any good, but supposedly the video game's really good and will be up my alley. So these kind of digital games. I also want to go back and play Demio, the VR dungeon crawling game that I played on the channel before. Although I found a way to play it without it being so motion sickness for viewers. But then I knew they were coming out with a new dungeon and a new character and stuff, which they just released on December 16th. They have more dungeons coming next year. They have a flat version coming out, I believe, in February or something, where regular PC players can play with VR players. So I'm looking forward to featuring that game and playing with some of you on the channel, which would be pretty fun. Those who don't have VR headsets can join and we can play, and it'll be super fun playing like 4-player. That's what I want to do. So there's things like that that I'm excited about playing. But yeah, it's all good. Game is brutal. So very depressing. Something I shouldn't play right now with all what's going on in the world and me getting depressed again. That border issues might happen again and conventions might be in trouble again next year for me. Yeah,
don't think about that right now.
Yeah. Let's not. Happy times. Happy times. But yeah, that's what comes to mind for digital games. But yeah, as publishers reach out to me all the time, showing me their digital games. There's a couple I saw recently that look pretty cool that are being in development that are going to come out in early access soon. That maybe I'll try it on the channel if they're any good. I'll try them first, deciding if I want to play them on the channel. If they don't seem cool or hold my interest, or, you know, they're still buggy and that kind of stuff, I'll just But yeah, Hero Realms Digital I want to play more when it's finalized and they have the campaign stuff in there. I'll probably, you know, get that and play through it on digital and stuff. So yeah, there is like not a shortage of digital board games, and they seem to just be coming more and more. And with this Asmodee purchase by that whatever that group is that owns the video game properties, I can only see that boosting the amount of digital board games we're going to see coming out over the next couple of years. It's just going to get more popular, you'll see. And it's going to help the hobby because it's going to pull people in from the Steam platforms and that kind of stuff. We'll start seeing these games and going, whoa, this game's pretty cool. And then they'll get advertised by those publishers about their physical board games and maybe go and chase some of those down and learn about their local game stores and stuff. It'll be cool. Heather says, you had mentioned that when you started, there were some horrible comments about both of you. Have you had any of that since you started doing most of the live streams? No, not really.
It's rare.
It's rare.
Yeah, it's very rare.
We still get comments on the older videos.
Yeah.
People saying bad things about how we play our games and how I teach my games and how I I don't know how Mel's rude, I'm rude, whatever it is. I don't know, because people don't know us. They tune into one video, and the way I'm like being a sarcastic prick with one of our players at the table who we've known for decades, they're like, man, this guy's an ass with his other players at the table. We're obviously new. But it's like,
but
no,
they don't know the personalities of all the players.
Know. Yeah. These people are coming over and repeat visits, and they know who I am. They know I'm just joking around and stuff.
So it's rare, but it still happens.
But yeah, I used to take it too seriously and on the channel and try to be too strict and hardcore and try to produce a good video. And yeah, I've stopped. Like, just relax, man. Have some fun. That's what I need to do. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, that's fine.
It's okay. We have thick skin.
Yeah. Brian's asked, any non-gaming presents this year? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Man, stuff I've had to spend money on lately, not game related, is not fun stuff. Not fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Probably not, though.
No.
Yeah.
There's some stuff I want to buy soon to upgrade for the stream and that kind of stuff, but like, yeah, I don't know. It probably won't happen for a little bit. But no, nothing around this time of year. Just worried about getting stuff for our daughter and that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
Oh, Yogi says, don't worry about Hellboy because Cthulhu Death May Die is a better game.
Oh, okay.
And we already have that. Okay. So they're obviously similar, but one's better according to Yogi. I don't know if those are fighting words. Anyone want to fight Yogi in the chat? I want to see arguments on the other side. No, I'm just joking. Fight. Kate says, my dad doesn't like wrapping gifts, so my mom grabs the stuff he puts under the tree and wraps them, even if they are her gifts. I know nothing about that. Stacy asks, what's the story on the game Fight Club, the home game? Man, you could just do Fight Club without a board game. What do you need a board game for? You can just do Fight Club any day of the week. I heard about it before Gen Con and nothing since. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know who's the publisher on this one. Fight Club, the home game? What a name. Like, why is the name? Is there Fight Club, the cafe game and the restaurant game? And
Mondo Games.
Oh. There's Fight Club Project Mayhem from 2012.
Scroll down to the description. It says, do not read this.
If you have not read or watched Fight Club, the primary essential secret is revealed below. You can still safely click away now and remain spoiler free. Still here? Whatever then. Here it goes. All right. I don't know if I should be. You haven't watched Fight Club yet. I mean,
who
come
hasn't?
on. But yeah, I know nothing about it. Nothing. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Well, I just found on their site an article posted August 1st, 2018.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Again, they're probably sitting there trying to find shipping containers, or manufacturers will actually print the game for them.
It's a competitive 2-player deck building card game.
I don't know. Might be lame.
I have not heard of this.
Yes, Tiny, we are back at the cabin, escaping the Omicron variant of COVID, hiding up north, trying to avoid all this craziness going on in the world right now. Cases rising, all this stuff. So we're trying to stay away from it.
Yes.
Kate just says, question, do you and Mel feel you will play Days of the Siege next year, this War of Mine? That's one of the expansions. I know we played one of the expansion scenarios, the pandemic related one, right? We played, I think.
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember what expansion that was from. We have them all. They're all in the same box. We just will need to play that game at some point.
Yes, I love this game, so I would love to.
I would say yes, we'll play it in 2022. I just don't know if we'll play a scenario from Days of the Siege at all. Because I think it's just one of the expansions that adds a bunch more scenarios. But yeah, We'll just kind of look at the scenarios, see which one fits the length of the time we have to play, and then just play it based on like our interests or something. So I don't know.
Not specifically. We'd like to play this Warmind again, but not specifically that scenario.
Yeah. We treat it just like Mansion of Madness, where like we pull up Mansion of Madness. I don't kind of care which scenario we play. It's got to fit the time, the difficulty, the who's playing with us, whatever, and what one's more interested in playing. I don't care if it's an old expansion, a new expansion, whatever. Just play what we play, and we'll eventually play it all, is my theory. Will we play every scenario in this Warmind at least once on the channel? In theory, I want to. Will we? I don't know. So yeah, that's the plan. But again, I'm not sure. And Brian says, we all know Rob is a jackass. We all just stay for Mel.
Oh
Understood. That's why she's here. Otherwise, I'd be here by myself in the cabin just doing this, and it'd be boring.
Thank you.
Rob is rude. Done. Next question. Yes. Screw you, Dan.
No, I think that was
no, I know.
Relating to the negative comment.
I know. I don't mind constructive criticism at all, and it's fine. And I know.
Yeah, it's just like unnecessary rudeness.
Yeah. Like when someone tells me, I'm like, you know, I have a new player on stream and I'm being like rude with them or something. I take that to heart as like, I need to improve and get better at you know, how I talk to people or stuff like that. I take it as constructive criticism. It's great. Like, I love that I hear it so I can get better. And I think I've got better over time, right? Mm-hmm. And without that, I wouldn't be where I am. So I appreciate every single comment, like every single, but sometimes there's ones that are just like, why are they being rude to a player that's playing the game with me? Like, I hate when it's like, literally like, they'll make a comment about, you know, someone playing on the channel, like anyone in the past who's played with us, about their choices they're making in the game and how they're stupid and stuff.
Yeah.
From a player that's obviously plays the game competitively for years, is ripping on someone who's literally playing it for like the first or second time on a live stream. Like, why are you watching that stream then if you only want to see the most hardcore players play a game who literally like wrote strategy guides? That's not the play for you to watch. Once you realize that, tune away from the video, go find another channel or make your own videos. That's my response to that. But I get those questions all the time, or those comments, not all the time, but sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Those are ones that make me shake my head. I don't mind you ripping on me, but ripping on a player who's coming over, putting themselves on camera, putting themselves out there, just trying to have fun playing a board game, and you're gatekeeping, like, GTFO, man. GTFO. You're a loser. Get out of the hobby. Or go play in your corner in your mom's basement some more. Like, I'm not worried about you. But yeah, that's the rude ones that really tick me off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny, you're a jerk. I've noticed your streams have become much shorter these days. Is there a reason why you don't do the 6 to 8 hour streams anymore? Just kidding. Didn't we do like a 6.5 yesterday, or 7 something yesterday? 6.5? I don't know.
Something like that. And I think the day before that we did a 7.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, Tiny. I know you're joking. And today we're doing 2 streams. This one will be like 2 hours at least. And then later it'll be another couple hours, 3 hours. I don't know. We'll be streaming probably for 6 hours total today.
And you're doing 2 tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be a 3 hour, and then another 3 hour-ish. Yeah. With Kyle in the evening. Get out of here. Get out of here. Robert says they're going to change the name of the channel to Mel and That Guy's Gaming Table. Keep making comments like that. It's going to be me only. You'll see every time I go live. And then the problem is, though, I can't really do that because then people start calling the police thinking that I got rid of you permanently. And then, you know, I'll have knocking like, what happened to your wife? Like, she's here. I just won't put her on stream anymore. Well, we got some guys who called, said they're in your chat, and they think you've gotten rid of her permanently. Like, no, I'm just punishing them because they keep making fun of me and saying they like her better. All right.
So funny.
Rod Knopf's here. How's it going?
Hello.
Good to see you again. Your thoughts on a deluge of campaign length games these days? Deluge. That is a word I've heard, and I'm not familiar. I want to make sure I understand the question completely. So I am going to Google that word and not pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Oops.
I'm not afraid to say I don't know all the words in the world.
A severe flood.
Ah, okay.
Inundate with great quantity of something. So a lot of.
So
there's kind of another question I saw about that as well.
What Rodnoff's talking about is the whole idea. Gloomhaven came out. So I think Descent was original. Descent came out, big game, had eventually put a campaign in, but wasn't really campaign-like. But when Gloomhaven dropped, and there was games with campaigns. It was a thing. It's been a thing for a long time. But Gloomhaven came out, shot to the top of the charts. Pandemic Legacy shot to the top of the charts shortly before that. I think, yeah, before that. Pandemic Legacy Season 1 shot to the top. Gloomhaven shortly after. And people started falling in love with legacy/campaign games. And then every other publisher started scrambling, adding those to game ideas they were working on, coming up with their own versions of campaign and legacy games. And again, some of that stuff takes a long time to develop. So we're seeing everyone's fruits of that labor slowly come out, right?
I don't know that that's the question.
What's your thoughts on a deluge of campaign length games these days?
Is that us playing them? Because
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't
know if Rodnoff just means in the industry. There's so many campaign games out there, and on Kickstarter, everyone has a big campaign, a massive campaign, they say.
Yeah, because there's another.
Even if there are only 3 scenarios.
Yeah, because there's another question from Jackpot that says you're playing a lot of campaigns these days. Gloomhaven Digital, Uthia, Arkham Horror, Role Player Venture. Oh. So I don't know if that's kind of a similar style of question.
Maybe
you're
meaning just mean on the channel.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or in the industry. That I guess that I'm not sure of.
Sorry, so I took it to mean on the channel, but maybe
Jackpot man's question right here. So Jackpot saying, yeah, you're playing a lot of campaign games these days. Gloomhaven Digital, Uthia. Uthia is not a campaign game,
but yeah.
Uthia is not a campaign game. Arkham LCG, we do play the campaigns in it, but we could play standalone scenarios, but again, they're still kind of spoilery.
Oh, so Rodnoff is asking in the industry, so you were answering correctly.
Yeah.
And then Jackpot, so it's kind of both. You can, I guess,
so I'll answer Rodnoff's. Rodnoff's asking about what are my thoughts on the kind of flood of campaign length games. It's the same way like roll and writes got popular, everyone made a roll and write. Eurogame gets popular, everyone publishes a Eurogame because publishers want to make money. They're going to start looking for designers who are bringing similar games to the table. So as soon as Gloomhaven hits the top of the Board Game Geek chart, sells out like crazy, everybody and their brother starts making games on Kickstarter that are trying to mimic it, or now they have that bar set and they're all trying to get their money because once people are done playing Gloomhaven, they're going to look for similar stuff. Maybe not, maybe they're sick of it. But Isaac did the smart thing of making a second Gloomhaven box we're all going to buy.
Yeah.
And we're going to be busy again for another year or two. And we're going to forget about all these other campaign games. Or people will get bored of that model and they're going to go for other games. I feel like people are going to get burnt out on it because everyone only has so much time to play. So there's going to be, just like the plastic-filled giant boxes on Kickstarter was a thing. As soon as Zombicide blew up on Kickstarter, everybody and their brothers started making a box this size full of as many minis as possible with a mediocre game attached and started putting them on crowdfunding because everybody can make a quick buck doing that, right? Find a miniature sculpture, any game designer who made a game before, and boom, you have a Kickstarter project. So that's just how it works, is people see something that works and they try to replicate it. It's just a thing, right? So in the flood of them right now, it's just going to make people sick of them. They'll stop buying them. People will start looking on their shelf behind them and see they have way too many piling up. And they'll realize they're still playing the first one or the second one. And a lot of people are just going to start selling them off. So the beauty part is people who actually have time and play a lot of these campaign games will be able to collect a lot of them on the secondary market very easy. But then the problem is some Kickstarters will start flopping. People will start buying them and just forgetting about them. And they just become, no one ever plays them all. So it's like a lot of wasted effort, a lot of wasted components, a lot of wasted money on the table. But right now there is too many. It's hard to pick the right ones. And it's hard for me to decide to play through them all. Like Madara, we were playing through that, but I wanted to play other games. I wanted to break out of a campaign. I didn't want to finish. And that's rare. I want to finish the game, but the effort of playing it, the streaming it, all that stuff, it's just so epic. I don't want to. I know I could spend my time playing something different. And when I see a game like Role Player Adventures that I could play in 5 episodes, perfect length.
Yeah.
Sword and Sorcery, I'm assuming we'll play that in 1 week. 7 episodes, 6 episodes, like the first core box of the last wave of Sword and Sorcery. Awesome. That's just enough length to me. We play through it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I see the end of the story. I get enough gameplay in. I see a ton of new content, and I can put it away and move on to a new experience. Because unless that gameplay hook is really good, like Gloomhaven's is, and keeps you coming back for more with new dopamine hits of opening miniature boxes, seeing new cards, upgrading XP, your health increasing, seeing new tiles, new enemies, new bosses, new puzzles, new layouts, new story. Unless it's got a good hook. Because sometimes story is not enough. Sometimes the gameplay is not enough. Sometimes the loop is not enough. It's not even worth setting up. It's not enough to get your friends to show up next week. So a lot of games are just going to collect dust and go to the wayside, and people are going to stop buying them. So we'll see. We'll see how long it goes for and how many people are still trying to jump on the Gloomhaven successful campaign bandwagon. But the problem is too many people out there, the fans are saying, I see it always. A Kickstarter pops up and people go, this Kickstarter is $150 and it only has a 20 scenario campaign. Why wouldn't I just play Gloomhaven instead? Why wouldn't I just back that Kickstarter? Well, not everyone likes Gloomhaven, and not everyone still has Gloomhaven to play. They've already played it and they moved on. So you need different games, but a lot of people just rip on games. So companies are going to keep trying to mimic Gloomhaven and mimic big campaigns just because they'll get ripped on if they don't. That's what I think. But eventually it'll die down. People will stop, caring to do that. But it sucks. There's so many good games that we all can't play and we'll just pass on because they have a big campaign that scares you away. That just scares you away. So I don't know. Yeah. I never got to finish the campaign for Cloudspire Solo. I could go back to that and play through it, but eventually I just felt like I've done enough and I just didn't need to finish it. And the story wasn't really what I was in it for. I was in it for playing the gameplay hook. And it had awesome scenarios, new puzzles, new factions, trying to solve something new every scenario. That was a draw for me, not the story and stuff. So I felt like I got enough out of that. I didn't need to keep it going, but I might still play it later. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure. And then Jackpot here saying, you're playing a lot of campaign games these days. Gloomhaven Digital, Euthia, which again is not. Arkham, yeah, we finished that. Mm-hmm. Role Player Adventures, just finished that. Any plans for playing non-campaign games? So here's the thing. Mel is off, obviously. Today she would normally be at work, but she is off for a couple weeks over the holidays. Whenever this happens, we normally do this around the end of the year. She takes off the time. Since I started doing this full time, she'll take off the time. And then we start to go, what games do we want to play? And try to get played while you have the time off. And you can focus on learning them, playing them, streaming them. Especially games that don't fit in just a weeknight, that are longer. We don't have to wait for a weekend to play them. We can binge them. One of my favorite things is playing a campaign or big heavy game and leaving it on the table and just coming back to it the very next day.
Yeah.
And not having to learn a completely new game in between, not having to forget the story, not having to forget what cards are in my deck. I just love that it's already set up on the table and I can literally just come right back and continue it. That is my favorite thing in gaming, is setting up a big game that takes like an hour to learn, or a couple hours to learn, an hour to set up, and just leave it on the table and play it for 4 hours, check out, clear my brain, come back the next day, jump right back in. I love doing that. And when Mel's off work, we can do that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
And then we can still have our evenings,
yep.
Right? Because we're not trying to then learn a new game. So it kind of is the balance of I'm still having vacation, but we're still getting these big games done.
So it sucks for live streaming because if you're not watching that, you can't join our live streams because you don't want spoilers for a while. But the cool part is, and the majority of our people who watch the channel don't watch us live. So those people who are tuning in now and next year and the year after can watch our role players play through and watch us enjoy it, remembering the story, remembering the mechanics, not messing up too much, because we're just binging it, playing it all together. And it's part of making us enjoy it more because we're like experiencing it in its full breadth all together, not spreading it out over 6 months of play. And that's why we do it. So yes, it does suck for people who don't care about that game, because then they're like tuning into the channel and they're like, oh, they're streaming again today and I can't watch because they're in like scenario 10 of a campaign. But with Mel off work, it just fits. It has to work that way. And people can watch it later. We totally understand not that many people are going to be there live. And it's okay because we know tons of people are going to watch it later.
Yeah.
And that's got to be okay. Otherwise, we might not have got to Role Player Adventure. If I knew Mel wasn't off on holidays, I probably wouldn't even bought it because I knew we wouldn't spread it out over that long period of time. We have other games I want to play, right? So that's why.
And that game, for example, was awesome being able to enjoy it so close together back to back like that, we were able to retain the story instead of playing two story-based games at the same time. And that can get kind of messy sometimes. Yeah. So.
Jambalaya plays games here.
But we do have non-campaign games that we plan to.
Yeah, we do have them. Yeah. But you guys know me. I look at a game that I'm going to play for one stream and a game that I'm going to play for a whole bunch of streams. And I always love those campaign and story epic games. I always pick them first. I don't know why that is. And I always feel like when I'm playing a one-off game, it's like, all right, I'm done playing it. I get it. I understand. I played it 3 or 4 times. Cool. When's the next big epic game I'm going to get into? The big story, the big learning curve, the cool upgrading my character and getting all new things and the dopamine hit of discovery after discovery. I don't know. That's just the way I am. But that's what we do here. We've always been playing. Our board games usually are big campaign games. It's only like in the last couple of years we started playing one-off games in the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
It was either lifestyle, like living card games, going to tournaments, playing casual game nights at the game store, practicing for tournaments, and then the weekend live streams or monthly board game live streams or videos were always related to big epic games with campaigns and stuff like that because I just like that stuff. I don't know. That's just my thing. I don't know. I've always liked that in video gaming too. So I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. But yes, we will get back to playing some games that are like one-off, but it just means when we're playing those games, it's less streaming also, because then we have to learn the game,
practice,
play the game off stream, create scenes, create thumbnails. All that is time. Once we feel comfortable, we play it on the channel, and then boom, we can't stream the next day because we have to learn another new game, play the game, get it ready and stuff like that. So it just will be less live streaming. The beauty of playing the campaign games is fun. We can be live every single day and hang out with people and just play through that game and have fun.
Yeah.
And just stream every day and it's fine. But we're totally okay with it. We we can't stream every day. It's just the way it is. Or else I'd go crazy, I'm sure. But yeah, that's the idea. So yes, in January we'll definitely get to more of the one-off games. When Mel's back to work, he'll start playing some more solo games in the day. Some one-off games. Mel will play some on the weekend. We'll play some in the evening. We have some games already listed that we need to get to. But again, the campaign big story games usually win when I'm deciding between two.
Especially on vacation, for sure.
Yeah.
Every vacation we always play.
Yeah, it's a year-end thing too, right? Always around the winter time, we're always like, let's play the big games that take all day. Because like, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Go outside in the snow behind us here? No.
It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, no. Mark Hurd's asking, and this is a question that maybe also the chat can answer too, recommendations on good single-player board game mobile apps. I have Catan, Risk, and Legends of Andor. I'll check out Hero Realms app when it's out. What else?
Hero Realms is what I would have said. Yeah, that was a fun little app. Yeah.
Single player. So these are lighter games that he's listed. Catan, Risk, and Legends of Andor. Hero Realms also on the lighter side, which is good.
Yeah. I know the Star Realms app is out.
If you like Wingspan, Wingspan is one of the best produced digital board game apps that I've ever played. Like, it is rock solid.
But can you play it mobile?
I'm pretty sure it's out on mobile. I know it's on PC. I think they were releasing on mobile when I last played it. I'm pretty sure it's out on mobile.
I can look while you talk about it.
Yeah. Just search like Google Play Store or whatever, or iOS store. But yeah, I would check out Wingspan if you're okay with the bird watching theme. But man, the game is a solid engine builder, and the developer Monster Couch behind it, like the constant updates, the passion, the work into that. It's a beautiful, relaxing experience. Like they just did such an amazing job. You can tell they care, and they weren't just trying to whip out a digital version as fast as possible. You could tell they actually put the time and effort, and it's like a quality product.
Yeah, Wingspan is iOS. It's all Mac stuff.
Yeah, because you're in the App Store. You're in the App Store. So if it's in the App Store, it's on iOS. Yeah. So it's on mobile. Okay. Designed for iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up Wingspan first to see if it's a game for you in general. But if you think you like the idea of the game, it's easy to learn, but it's kind of like fun to master. It's neat. But it is a very well regarded board game. But again, it might not be the single player experience for you, but you can play against an AI in it. If you like engine building games, trying to get the high score, it's that kind of thing.
And anyone in the chat that has any other recommendations for Mark, leave them.
Yeah.
Because he says that I have 2 weeks off. He wants to play some of them.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Enjoy your 2 weeks off as well.
So Velco says, I'd like to say a big thank you. I hope you realize how much you impacted the lives of people stuck during the pandemic to discover and love the hobby. I wish you good health and Merry Christmas. Cheers. Velco, you're too kind, man. Thank you so much.
That's very sweet. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you. That's sweet. Yes, I know I've impacted people's lives. I know that we discussed this last year at the same time. We've discussed it on some of our streams, how like people always come in and say that. Like, you helped me get through the lockdowns. You helped me get, find a hobby that I don't need to like leave my house and do. And find cool games. But I always say the same thing. You guys did the same for me. I'm in this basement. I'm locked in. I can't go to my conventions. I'm not going to my board game store to play my weekly meetups like I used to. I'm not going over to friends and family's house to play board games as much as I used to. It's depressing for me because my hobbies become my job and that's my thing. So I'm sitting in my basement all the time. And if I didn't have you guys watching and chatting in the live chat, playing a game, talking in the Discord, telling me about games, talking about the hobby, talking about life, you helped me get through it more than you know. There was times I was super depressed around Gen Con time that I couldn't go for like the first time in many years. Like, it's a tradition to me. It's my Christmas. It's my Disney World. It's my place I look forward to every year. It keeps me going.
We plan for months.
I plan for it. I look forward to it. I get so excited about it. On the drive there, I just am the giddiest little guy ever. Like, I'm loving it. But when I don't have it and I don't have it to look forward to, I start getting upset. Like, and when COVID's happening, I don't have that distraction. You guys helped me probably more than I helped you. And I do appreciate you guys. Like, without you hanging out, like, man, I don't know what I'd be doing. Like, it's not fun sometimes. But yeah, so you guys helped me. So I don't need the thank yous, but like, yeah, it's understood. It goes two ways. It goes two ways. Yes, Brian, I know you give us crap. I know this. I'm definitely okay. Stacey says, my hope for 2022 is more Crazy Eyes from Rob.
Yeah, I always need to go back and watch. I sometimes hear about them and then I don't go back and see the face that he made at me. I'm sure you'll get more of them.
I love you. You're great.
I know. Stacey, I'm sure you'll get more Crazy Eyes for sure as we play more games.
Brian's asking, Brian, why is your name spelled with a Y?
He wasn't here for that part. Don't say anything.
I'm just kidding. He'll have to scroll back and find out. But I love how your name is spelled, Brian, by the way. As long as the other Brian's not here to hear that.
He's still here.
Damn it. I got busted. For playing both sides. Yes, I have heard about the size of the Frosthaven box. I know there were some pictures showing that it's huge. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I just talked about too many campaign games. That one I'm so excited to get into and dive into and just play and experience like we experienced Gloomhaven. I can't wait. And with the improvements from Jaws of the Lion, the only issue is the whole, I don't know what's happening with those, the terrain books or whatever they're calling.
Yeah.
Because they talk about they'll work on them, they'll come out, but they're not added as an add-on in the Pledge Manager, I don't think. They haven't updated them since August of 2021, I think, or maybe 2020 even. But for some reason, he's not been answering questions about it that I know of. But I don't know if anyone in the chat knows about those, kind of making the scenarios like Jaws of the Lion to be able to play out of a couple books. That's the only thing I'm worried about is, yes, the Frosthaven box is going to be huge. It's going to have tons of tiles and all that. But like, where's my terrain books that I want to play out of? I think that would be nice. I hope they figure that out soon. And those don't take another year or two to come out after the game we're already done playing it, because that would kind of suck. But yeah, that's where we're at. Let's go. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Matt Helps asks, do you think Keyforge is done or will have a comeback?
I hope it has a comeback.
So I know Flesh and Blood, another card game, tournament card game, money on the line, prizes, all that kind of stuff. It is more similar to Magic in the distribution model, is seeing a huge boost. Like COVID or not, people, even during lockdowns, people are buying that game up, people getting into that game. That game is super popular. And I know there's a ton of Keyforge players that have moved from Keyforge to Flesh and Blood and started looking at that game as a new hotness for them. the sad part is I'm worried if Flesh and Blood stays growing, stays continuing to be awesome, and has a great community. And if Keyforge comes back and doesn't have a great community and nobody's playing it, no one's going to stores and stores aren't supporting it, it's gonna just disappear. But they are gonna try to come back and relaunch it. That thing was doing super awesome for Fantasy Flight. I love that game. Yeah. I love that game. I just bought some stuff for that. Like a couple months ago, I bought some starter boxes just to have them if the game is never printed again. I just wanted to have a few decks from every set. So I went and bought a bunch of it. A lot of stores are clearing it out. So if you're looking for cheap Keyforge decks just to have some cool, you know, drafts and sealed and all this kind of stuff, you can go get that stuff for dirt cheap right now. It's a good time. But the key point about Keyforge is they said they've invested in, they have a developer making an online version. If they had an online version from the beginning, the game would not have died. I think it would still be booming. But because it didn't have an official online version, that was like the biggest missed opportunity I've ever seen. Hopefully they have it up. Hopefully it works. Hopefully people haven't moved on and completely forgot about Keyforge and are playing a different card game and don't care. Because sometimes the card games just fail because something new and shiny came out and the community leaves and moves to that. And then they don't come back. So there's a good chance Keyforge will come back and no one will care. I hope that's not the case. Not. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to be right back in it. I cannot wait. I will be playing online the second they have an online thing. I'll be scanning all my decks in again. I'll be buying new decks. I'll be scanning those in, trying to play against you guys online, having a good time. Will I go back to weekly tournaments at the stores? I hope when the pandemic's over, I can do that. But that's what killed it for me was the not being able to go to my local game store every Thursday or whatever to play in a tournament. I love doing that with Keyforge.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was so fun. Every week it was a different tournament format. It was so fun.
I think Keyforge was my favorite card game.
Yeah, I love Keyforge.
I loved it.
Yeah, Keyforge is so good. I love it.
Matt also says that we, maybe you, I don't know, but it says we played a few times together. So we have played with Matt.
Yeah, I recognize Matt's name, but like, you're from London. Yeah, Matt, your name is like familiar. Like I recognize your avatar and your name, but it's been a while. I can't remember now, but I should know. I should know. Yes.
So Matt has met you in person.
Yes. But I'm so bad with faces, names, and memory. But yes, awesome, Matt. I hope it comes back.
Yeah, and hopefully we can play together again.
I hope it does. Absolutely. Yeah, I remember going to different tournaments all around. I remember driving to Toronto, driving to like Kitchener to play. Did
we ever go to a tournament in London?
Yeah, I don't know about London.
But maybe somewhere in between.
But Toronto for sure, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Scooting around all Southern Ontario, Northern Upstate New York playing Keyforge tournaments and Gen Con and, all these things in Indiana. Yeah, so fun. I remember looking up tournaments in Michigan, wanted to take the drive down there to play and stuff. Oh, man, I love that game. Playing in Niagara Falls. We used to go to Niagara Falls to play. Loved it.
Oh, Kitchener.
Kitchener.
You played in Kitchener. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Okay. That's the problem, Matt. I went to so many places, so many tournaments, and met so many people. And I'd always have my cameras with me to film games and stuff. And then people would come up and say, I watch it. I love it. And then I meet, we play. But then the next, literally 3 days later, I'd be at a different store doing the same thing with all different people. So it's I did meet a ton of people playing Keyforge. Gen Con was insane. Yeah. There was so many people playing that game. I was overwhelmed by the amount of people I met during that weekend. It was crazy. It was like Thrones with Game of Thrones the first time. But eventually I start seeing the same faces, getting to learn those people.
Yeah.
But when you're playing in all different places all the time, it's it's so much. It's overwhelming to me. But it's so fun. I love it. I love it. Yes, Brian, I agree. You need to do more 9-hour 7th Continent streams soon, sort of. Yeah, I keep looking at 7th Citadel, seeing that they keep delaying it and stuff, so it just keeps making me go, I've got time to play 7th Continent. Because I know once I play the last couple scenarios that I have, it's just getting put away and I'll probably never play it again. So it's I don't want to finish it yet, but I will. I'll definitely play it on the channel. And you guys will play along with me. We'll have a good time. Those are awesome solo streams. I love playing that game solo. It's so fun. So yeah, I have a bunch of content for it I have not played yet, so can't wait. Rory is here. Hey, Rory is asking,
Rory.
do you have a New Year's game marathon planned this year? I haven't thought.
We haven't thought about it.
I haven't thought past Wednesday of this week. And I'm still trying to figure out Wednesday and Thursday if we're streaming. We have other things that have come up. I don't know if I can. I've thought about actually I have thought about after Christmas. We want to try to play Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles. I don't know when exactly the date we're going to start that is. It depends over the Christmas break where we can find time to learn it, play it. Mel's already painting it. So that's the next game we're planning on marathoning, and it might marathon through New Year's. So we might be playing on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, playing a scenario of Sword and Sorcery all day long. But I don't think we're playing like a start on New Year's Eve, play all the way through to New Year's at night. But if we have some lighter games we want to play on New Year's Eve and we're not meeting with anybody because of COVID and stuff, it might be a good idea for us to just be playing at midnight and just, our daughter doesn't want to hang out with us on New Year's, that's for sure. So yeah, maybe, we'll see. Nothing planned exactly.
To be determined.
Yeah, TBD.
That would be fun though.
Yeah. Just scanning through, looking quickly for questions here. Rana was asking a question. Not sure if it was asked earlier. What are your top 3 most anticipated games for the new year? Again, I've been mentioning some of these games that I'm more excited, but I don't know if they're really coming out. Like some of the same games I mentioned last year on this exact same stream 1 year ago, like Frosthaven. Can't wait to play that in 2021.
Oathsworn for me as well.
Oathsworn. Are we going to be playing that in 2021? No, we didn't. So that game got pushed. There's so many games that get pushed. I don't even know. Will we get the Too Many Bones latest content? Will that come out that I just kickstarted, spend hundreds of dollars on? Will I have that in time for summertime like they say? Will I be sitting here next year going, oh, it should be coming soon? I don't know. So it's hard to get excited for stuff. I'm kind of excited for stuff that I already have on my table. I'm excited for stuff that maybe will, like Aeon's End, I think is going to show up in the next couple months. I'm excited to play some more Aeon's End on the channel. I don't know. I don't know. Top 3 though?
Definitely my top 2 are Frosthaven if it comes and Oathsworn if it comes. Those are mine.
Frosthaven, Oathsworn. Can't wait to play those games. Seventh Citadel if it really comes out. Can't wait to play that. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
But there's probably
there's probably something that's coming that we don't even know.
And I'm forgetting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeremy says we need some more innovative games in 2022. Here's the problem. Are there such things as more innovative games? Are the games that you played, Jeremy, that you thought were innovative in the last 5-10 years, were they really innovative? Because I had a discussion with some friends before a couple years ago. And I have a friend that plays so many games. He has a roommate. They buy games together. They play games every single day. They get home from work. They play a new game. They go to stores. They play in tournaments. They buy tons of games. They play campaigns. They play all the games. They played more games this week than I probably played all last year. They're crazy. But I had a discussion with these guys one time. And we're on a drive to a tournament. And they were discussing about how they learn games. And we were talking about learning games. And I need to sit down. It's a process for me. Sometimes it takes a long time. My reading comprehension's not the best, so sometimes I have to reread things, play them, reread again, watch people play them. But they told me the way they can sit down at a game table and someone can teach them a game and they just need to be told what mechanics are involved and then rip through the rules super fast and they just can play the game properly. And I've seen them do it. You just tell them this is a worker placement game, uses drafting mechanics, uses this. They're like, yeah, they get it in 2 seconds. And I asked them, how do you do that? And they said they've been playing board games for so long. They've played so many board games. Their whole budget is spent on board games and their whole spare time is spent on board games. There is only a finite menu of mechanics. And there's only a finite way you can mix all those mechanics together. And there seems to be only a finite amount of themes that seem to get popular and people use. Obviously, there's new ones all the time. But those new themes still just pull from that same menu of mechanics. And either they take, it's just like a recipe for, making a sandwich. Thank you, Woo, for subscribing. Woo is on the nice list.
Thank you.
Woo, keep doing good things. Thank you for subscribing. Stay good. Stay nice. I love it. Thanks for not being naughty. So here's the problem I look at. And I'm feeling this way after playing in the hobby for like approaching 10 years. I feel like, yes, every game is just a different use of mechanics. Do you put on a lot of mayo or a little mayo on your sandwich? Is it a lot of worker placement or a little worker placement? Do you throw in a sprinkle of deck building on top? Like, people call, what's the one? Lost Ruins of Arnak / Dune / Endless Winter as being innovative, even though they all came around at the same time, because they took a little worker placement and added it with a little deck building. Innovation. But it's like, really, there's 1,000 deck building games, there's 1,000 worker placement games. But you look back to Dominion, right? That did deck building, made it popular. That was innovation, really, right? But then it's like, since then, how many things have really introduced new mechanics into the games we play, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know if we'll see innovative, but more of like revolution, like not revolution, like iterative design. I don't know how to say it. We're not going to say anything that's going to blow our mind. It's just going to keep getting more refined, better quality. It's just like video gaming, right? There's no new video, like every year it's the same video games just coming out with better graphics, better sound, throw voice acting in, whatever. You know, the indie games are just rehashes of older games usually. There's hard to innovate because they only have so many ways they make these games. Like, I don't know, I just find they just the quality keeps going up. But innovation, that's a tough one. That's like a very deep thing, but like those guys say, every time they get a new game, it's just like, list me the mechanics. Yep, I've seen all those mechanics used 1,000 times, and they just learn how to play the game. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see innovative games ever again. Everyone's just trying to make the for sure bets, right? So they take mechanics from games that do well, put their own spin on it. They try to stay with themes they know do well. You know? I don't know. It's interesting. No, that's a good one. Man, that's like got my brain working on that one. I'm like,
yeah, he's gonna be thinking about this later, and he's gonna have an answer and be like, "Dang it!"
That's a statement. That's a damn good statement right there. But I feel like the same thing's happening in video gaming right now too. Is people are just seeing the same old stuff come out. It's just like, you know, nothing new. It's like no one's minds are getting blown anymore. It's just yep, been there, done that. But I think it's everyone just trying to play it safe. Oh shoot. Oops, sorry. Tiny's got a question, and I know Tiny's asked this before. Will you ever play escape or puzzle games like Exeter Unlock? Yes, we have a pile of them. I want to play them on the stream.
I would love to.
Yeah, we talk about playing them on a weeknight. I would play them obviously with no time limit, so we can chat and have fun and play along with you guys and stuff like that. But we have a whole pile of them we've never opened. We have a bunch we've played with friends and family. We love those type of games. We spent so much money on those type of games.
Yeah, love them.
But again, they're spoiler filled, right? So it's like, I've always never played them on the channel because I already feel bad enough playing with a family member, and then it's like, and they can never play that again. Done. But then I just give it to someone else, right?
Yeah.
Just give it away, pass it forward, right?
Yeah.
But yes, we could play some of those on the channel. But
I would love to.
Those are like beyond spoiler. Like, it's not just like going through a campaign and seeing some story options. This is like, we've solved it the one way it can be solved. The game is done usually, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And you know, will anyone watch us play? I need to do it to see if anyone even cares to watch us play. And if no one wants to join us and play live and do that with us, we'll try it once and then we'll just move on. But it is something we talk about doing, and we just never have.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if it'll go well, but I do want to play them. It's a good one, Tiny. Tiny's asking, will you play any skirmish or castle defense games like Unmatched? Maybe, but probably not. Ignite, never heard of it. Last Bastion, we own it and have already played it on the channel. Yep, we've already have a playthrough that not too long ago we played, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we picked that when we were researching tower defense. And the King's Armory, we don't have it. That was one of the ones on the list to look into. Couldn't really find it, I don't think. But one I had on my wish list forever, but I think it's like in development / release / shipping hell, is the Village Attacks. That was one that I looked at that I kind of wanted to play for like a tower defense-y kind of game. But again, I think they're having issues trying to get the second printing like finished and out there and stuff like that. I don't know, but I've just had it on my wish list for like 2 years with my local game store, and it just has never come in stock. I don't know what the deal is there, but
we do like these type of games.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy asks, what are the 2 of your most disappointing games of 2021? Games that you probably didn't want to stream?
You're trying to cause trouble here?
No, it's fine. And he knows it's the thing.
Yeah.
Usually if I play a game and I don't like it, I won't stream it. I now look into games pretty heavily, and if I'm scared that I won't like it, I don't even buy it or ask for it from a publisher or accept it from a publisher. So I've like gotten pretty picky. Disappointing. I don't know. I try to only spend my time on games that I like really like. And sometimes I don't want to say games that I played and didn't hit. Because sometimes they're games recommended by our viewers. I play it and I'm like, eh. Or I look into it and I'm like, nah. I'll usually say it when I do, but like, I don't know. Like, disappointment for me.
I feel like we would only be disappointed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything here.
The only one that like is bugging me that I think of is like Madara.
Oh, okay.
I love the gameplay and the scenarios in Madara, but the story, the theme, the reading. I even said that's why I avoided Madara for so many years. But people kept asking. They'd say, you should play this. People kept telling me I need to play it. I love the game in there. I love the game. I love the setting up the scenario. I love playing their scenarios. I love trying to get the achievements when they're in the scenarios. I like upgrading my character. But for some reason, the story or the fact it took so long maybe to upgrade our characters and stuff, it just wasn't like good pacing. And it just made me not want to continue playing at the time. And that's a rare thing, man. Like, I don't know. So that's the closest thing I could say to disappointing. I don't know, but I love the gameplay in that. I love playing that dungeon crawler. So good, so clever.
Yeah,
but
the gameplay was fun.
Yeah, but I couldn't care less for the story. And it had like too much story. Like you spend so much time setting it up, playing it, brain burning, trying to solve the puzzles, and then you have to read an hour of story. And it's like a story I don't really care about. It's like, and then the fact they made the shorter versions, it's like kind of obvious that not a lot of people care about the story, or else why would they make the Cole's Notes versions? I don't know. That's the only one I can think of. But name one, Mel, if you could think of one that you were disappointed that I made you play, or, you know, Mel, you have to play this with me. And you were like, oh. I don't know. I could probably look.
Well, there's one that we did that was like not very fun.
Was that the last year? Was that the year before?
Oh, I don't know what year that was. So yeah, you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what year that was. But that's the only one that I can think of.
Yeah.
But
yeah, one of the ones. So a game that disappointed us, but I'm pretty sure it was in 2020.
That's crazy. It doesn't feel that far away, but
it was. We did stream it, but it made me learn to really look into games carefully, not just go by what people say or anything like that. Like I don't remember the name exactly. Do you remember it?
Dawnshade.
Dawnshade. Such a forgettable name too. But whatever that game was, Dawnshade, that had the poker chips, that was like a pretty poorly designed game and was definitely not as cool as it could have been.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine, but not worth the money. And you can tell they didn't really know what they're doing gameplay wise. Because like we played through it multiple times, and no matter what we did, every time was the same storyline. So it was like had those like false options. Like it feels like there were so many options to play, but then look like there wasn't, because it was like the gameplay wasn't designed very well. It was like a fun experience the first like time playing. It was pretty good, but yeah, Dawnshade wasn't like
it was like disappointing for me. I was like, okay, this is not that fun.
Yeah, it was like definitely, it was too light and too, yeah, it was too light. Yeah, an overproduced game for what it was. They were trying to be a big Kickstarter epic game with I don't know, a super light rule set for like a gamer that doesn't understand mechanics and balance and stuff like that, and it just wasn't there. But yeah, but we streamed it. But Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I could think of.
I did not care about it after that. Mark's asking, are you ever going to make your own game? No. No.
And we like playing games.
Yep. I like consuming the art, not creating the art. I like showing off the art. I like creating content. But game design, I didn't do too much of that in school. And I feel like I would have to go to school for that to learn game design before I try to make a game. I don't feel like you should just make a game because you play a bunch of games. Because there's like some fundamental foundations you should know in that industry before you just start making a game. Because what I find is people who make games who just play a lot of games and have no formal education in it, video game or tabletop game, yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster. Yeah. It's like, if I watch a lot of TV, would I just want to make a TV show? No. You got to learn a lot about video production, filming, all that stuff before you even ever go into that, I think. Unless you're trying to make some indie stuff, you know? But like, even those people make small budget things. They went to school, they learned. There's techniques and things that you just don't notice that like you should know. And there's an expected level usually in things you need to at least achieve, you know, and at least understand and respect before you know, start creating something in that industry. That's just the way I think, but so no. But if I ever wanted to, I know there's local game programs. There's some people in the industry that at universities near us teach game design, even for tabletop and stuff, that are like 20-minute drive away. I could go learn. I've looked into it, but it's like, yeah, I don't know if that's where I'd spend my time. There's too many sharks in the sea, or too much stuff. I don't know. It's like, I feel like if I came out with a game, I would just flop because there's too many games and there's too much competition, and just, it's tough, man. I don't know. If I don't think we need more games. I think we need more time. Yeah. So I don't want to add to the problem. Keith says, question, any interest in Chronicles of Drungar? Yes, interest.
Yeah, I was interested in that too.
But then I went to look at it, it was already done on Kickstarter, and then I just forgot about it, but we'll go back to it eventually. Maybe I'll pick it up if it ever goes to retail, or yeah, I can get a copy later or something. Maybe I'll reach out to the publisher. I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to the publisher and see if I can like get a copy or something to try. Townsfolk Tussle, which I think comes Friday. I don't know what Townsfolk Tussle is, I don't think. I don't know what that game is, Keith. Can you put Townsfolk Tussle on Oh, is Townsfolk Tussle the one that uses the old cartoony art, like that Cuphead game? Is that the one? Because that game actually does look cool. Townsfolk Tussle, is that the Cuphead one?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm interested in that one.
I'm adding it to the other thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's KDM Light. That's what people are saying. Yes, I do want to try that game, but I didn't back it or anything, so I have to look into it. But yes, add it to the list. Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I'll add it right now.
Excellent. Okay. Just going through the questions. Sorry guys if I missed any. I'm trying to get to them. Matthias asking, question, what are some of your favorite family games? Lords of Vegas.
Yes.
Lords of Vegas is my favorite to bring to family time on the holidays because everyone's played Monopoly and it's a better themed and better playing version of Monopoly. Lords of Vegas, love it. That's like my favorite game for family. Not everybody wants to run and build casinos in Vegas and stuff, so it's not like, it doesn't pull everybody in, but usually people who play Monopoly will just slide right on in. And especially some family that go to casinos and stuff like that. The kids, yeah, not so much. So maybe it's not a complete family game.
Well, our daughter likes it.
Our daughter loves it.
She loves it.
Our daughter loves it. Because it's easy to understand. Like, you're just trying to build things and steal people's property and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Same.
Castle Panic. Castle Panic's one of my favorite family weight games. I always show new players that game or kids that game. I'm always like, you know, it's easy to learn, tower defense, cooperative. Yes, you can alpha game it hard. But it's part of the fun of introducing a game to the hobby to help people. It's like a good learning game. What What's another one? We had fun with our daughter when she was younger playing. There's like Catan Junior. Codenames is fun.
Oh yeah,
I have just one, but I haven't played it. But that game looked like it'd be freaking hilarious. What's another one that we the one where like you're putting the path
putting the path together. Yeah, I can't remember.
Carcassonne was kind of fun. Kind of like boring, but it was like good family weightish to play with family weight players. I like Resistance, like those kind of deduction, or what's the one with the spy? Spyfall. Oh,
new subscriber.
Mitchell, thank you so much for subscribing.
Thank you.
And for being on the nice list.
Thank you.
You're in good with Santa, supposedly. Thank you for the support and subscribing.
The other one that our daughter loves is like any of the Flux.
Yeah.
She loves any of those. Okay. Just to try to beat us.
Family Flux, Marvel Flux, Holiday Flux, have all those, playing those with our daughter and other family members. Like they get so into it, even though like I know it's like completely random and stuff, but like it's so fun to see them try to like strategize in a game that's just like pure chaos.
Yeah.
I love the Flux games. Those are fun.
She like jumps up and down when she beats us. It's hilarious.
I would also say Love Letter. Love Letter is a fun little family game that I love playing with. And I always think family games, they always relate to me as like games I use to play with non-gamers or pull gamers into the hobby, because like gateway games to me are family games is what I usually use. So I'm kind of like their crossover in my mind. I'm pretty sure those are all family games. Yeah, Wits and Wagers is one. I wanted the Vegas one. I definitely want to get the Vegas one. I don't have one in my collection, but I do want to grab that at some point. But
there's a message from Sean. Just don't forget to look at that one. It's at the very bottom, but
I can do it right now.
Yeah.
And it'll highlight and I'll remember it. Sean. Where is this Sean? Sean, where are you?
A little higher. Oh. That one, just because I think,
This one, Sean Flores?
Yeah.
Hi, Rob and Mel. I want to support you both and the channel. Would you mind speaking in detail about Patreon, producers, subscribers, etc.? Does one cover you better than the other? Speaking of someone who supports the channel too much and who appears to also be on the naughty list.
Kanji, thank you.
Kanji, I don't know if I can play Gloomhaven with you anymore if you're doing things to get on Santa's naughty list.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should be associated with you. Would I get in trouble if I play board games online with somebody who's in Santa's? Would that make me on the naughty list too?
I don't know. You have a few days, Kanji. Maybe you can work on that.
Yes. Oh, I don't know. I think he's going to work on it for next year now.
Yeah.
He's on the wrong path. That's for sure.
Thank you
Kanji,
so much.
You're too damn kind. Stop it, man. Thank you so much for the support.
Happy holidays. Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your family as well. Thank you. No. You were fingers crossed there, right, for the nice list.
I wanted to go back to last year's stream, if I could find it. I think I made it unlisted or private or whatever because it's like a lot of non-relevant information. But I wanted to go look at who donated and subscribed last year and what list they were on.
Oh, to see if it's the same?
If they popped up this year to see what list they were on to see if it changed.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's like, then I saw it was like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour stream, and I didn't want to sit there and watch the entire stream trying to find all the names.
Well, thank you, Kanji. Thank you.
But to Sean's note, okay, here's the thing, and you guys have heard me talk about this. I don't talk about it a lot, okay? I hate asking for money. I hate it. I hate asking for favors. I hate asking anyone for help. I've been that way my whole life, okay? I'm the oldest of a bunch of kids, 6 kids that grew up in a house. I go into like my father's situation. I don't know who my real father is. I had stepdads. I had an adopted father eventually. I didn't have anyone to look up to. I've always been like the one who gets looked upon for leading and to guide and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if my mom instilled it in me, but asking for help, and she doesn't ask for help either. She's a tough broad, as they say. I just was raised by her, and being the oldest, I just had to always set an example for my younger siblings. And I've always just never asked for help ever. At work, same. School, same. I just would fail things or exceed at things, and no one would be there to cheer me on, expect, like, it's weird. I don't know. These are my issues, my things. But I always look back and wonder why I'm this way. And I just think it's like, you know, that's just the way I am because of how I was raised and how I was built. So I don't like touting it. I got mad at Mel when she brought up the idea of adding a Patreon on the channel. Like, I don't know when that was, 6 years ago.
People kept asking, right? So I said, just if people are asking.
Yeah, so people were asking, and I said, stop. I'm having fun doing it. I love spending my money on the equipment. I love traveling to tournaments. I love filming games. I love showing the hobby and the cool games to other people. This what I just did it from passion. I don't need your support. I'm not doing it for money. I don't need any of that. And then I have people showing up to tournaments, stuffing money in my bag, stuffing money in my camera equipment, handing me money in my hand,
buying you drinks,
buying me lunch. I'm like, guys, stop. But I'm like, I don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how to deal with thank you, appreciation, all that stuff. My issue, it's fine. I have to deal with it. So I don't like to ask about it. I don't like to hound people to subscribe. I always try to avoid saying it, but I know I'm supposed to subscribe and like and all that stuff. Help me grow, blah, blah, blah. But then at some point, people were telling me, Rob, why don't you do this more? And I was working in IT, doing this in my spare time, both worlds pulling at me. It was hard to do both, hard to focus on both. I got pissed that I was working. I got pissed that I wasn't doing well at work because I wanted to do this. I didn't have enough time for this stuff. I just like going to tournaments and then trying to edit the videos and do them and the playthroughs and organize all that stuff, learn all the games. It was just too much. I was getting stressed and I either had to stop doing YouTube or I quit my job. And the quit my job thing, it wasn't even a possibility. I would think about it for 1 second and go, it could never happen. Okay. But then Mel said one day, she's like, Rob, like, you know, you've always been there supporting the family. Like, I can step up, no problem. You do it. So we worked out a plan. I saved up a ton of money. I got a job where I worked from home, making twice as much money as my last job. And I knew I wasn't going to stay at that job long. The job was a means to an end. It was an awesome job. But I got to work from home. So we sold a car. I started saving aggressively. I started eating ramen noodles. I lived like I was homeless so that I could save every penny and invest it. And I started learning all about investing, all about like, you know, long-term investing, not crazy, like buy it one day, sell it the next, none of that. Just preparing for a safety net and preparing for retirement properly. I spent tons of time educating myself on that. And it took about a year or 2 years of saving super aggressively, putting tons of money in savings, tons of money in investments so that I could try this full time. I had Mel's support. Mm-hmm. It was scary.
Yeah, but I think I pushed you more when he brought it up.
I told my job, I'm like, I'm sorry, I know you're promoting me. I know this is an amazing job. I know there's tons of opportunity. It was only getting better. They were loving me. It was so good. I had such a cool future there. But it wasn't tabletop gaming. And I was more happy, even though people leaving comments or yelling at me live streams. You guys were still more fun than working for clients and all that kind of stuff and stressing myself out. And yeah, so Mel said, let's do it. So we made a plan. We got to that point. Mid 2019, I said, you know, hey, job, I don't need to work here. I'm going to Gen Con. Can I just quit now and go to Gen Con next week? And they said, yeah, you please don't quit. And they asked if I could stay on for another month or two, which I did. But I still went to Gen Con. No questions asked. Turned off my phone. Ignored everything. Didn't care. But so I stayed at work. So this is all a long-winded story. But I haven't told this story in like a year now or so.
Probably since you started doing full time, right?
Maybe a couple of years.
You sold it many years ago, but
so I had a Patreon way before that, and I didn't ask for money because I had money. I had a good job. I had lots of extra income that I was spending on board games, spending on camera equipment, audio equipment, lighting, learning this hobby, going to travel to conventions, travel to tournaments, all that stuff, creating content for you guys. All obviously spending all my own money, having a good time. Mel says, they're all bugging you to give you money, make a Patreon. I said, I don't want to beg for money. I don't need it. I'm good. But then she went, Rob, you spend all this time doing it. People are making money doing it. Why not try? And I was like, but then I can do my other job less? Oh, I don't have to work overtime as much? Oh. So then I decided to make the plunge. I started doing this. And there was a goal to make a certain amount of money so that I didn't have to dip into savings. And I thought it would take me about a year to get up to that amount of money so that I wouldn't have to touch my savings. And I would just pull out of the savings to pay myself like I was working for myself so I could survive and try it until it grew big enough. And sure enough, I did it. I took the plunge. I had the Patreon, and people were so generous. And it literally, like almost instantly, I was making enough money. Yes, I was still eating ramen and everything, but I was making enough money that I didn't have to touch my savings so that I didn't have to go back to IT. So I thought I would go back to IT in about a year. My goal was to experiment for 1 year. 1 year from Gen Con 2019 to supposed Gen Con 2020. COVID happened. That changed everything too. But But yeah, your guys' support on YouTube here with members, on Patreon with members, all has helped me keep doing this full time. And some months I make more money than other months. You know, I make YouTube ad revenue, I make producer Patreon revenue, and or supporter producer fan revenue. I also make revenue on YouTube memberships, right? Eventually I'm supposed to do merch. You guys keep yelling at me. But I don't do the merch on purpose. I don't want to beg for money. I don't want to ask for money, but I do appreciate the support. Oh,
Bob.
I need to hide this here.
Bob is on the nice list.
No way. This thing's broken.
Bob is on the nice list.
I think we said that last time too. So Bob says, hey, Rob, if I am naughty, get bent. If I am nice, I told you so. Oh, by the way, have a fantastic Christmas and everyone on chat too.
Oh, Bob,
you're too
thank
kind.
you so much.
Most
That's
of the
very
time.
sweet. You're on the nice list, so you're doing something right.
Bob, thank you so much again for the support.
Thank you, thank you.
But yeah, I do appreciate it. I do this full time, so all the money from the channel helps me. A small amount helps me not take Mel's money she works hard for.
Our money
helps me not dive into savings. So it keeps me doing this. Of course, I live within my means. I purposely live like a poor man so that I can do this and still buy games in the hobby because I use some of that budget to buy equipment, buy games. There's those people that ask like, oh, how do I do what you do? I don't know if you want to do what I do because a lot of people wouldn't make the sacrifices that I make. It's honest. We live in a kind of society where it's all about buying the bling, showing off, being better than your neighbors, making your family members jealous by your nice car and all this stuff. I'm
we
the
don't
type
live
of,
like that.
I'm the type of guy that says I hate cars. They're a big waste of money. I don't care what you think of me. I'll wear what I want. I do what I want. That's just the attitude I have in life. And I live well within my means so that I do not have to ask for money, but I do because I'm supposed to. So I can keep doing this. And Brian, you're too kind.
Is on the nice list, by the way.
So Brian is on the nice list. This one is for Mel, making you do this full time. She didn't make me.
No, I didn't. I just heavily supported him on the decision when he brought it up.
I was the one saying, Mel, you're a nut bar. I can't do it. And I would get so frustrated that it's not a possibility. And she was the one that said, let's sit down, get out the spreadsheets. Let's look at the finances. You can really do this. And I went, how can I go from making this much a year to only making this much a year? That's impossible.
Yeah.
Our daughter only gets more expensive. Life only gets more expensive. Inflation only gets worse. Everything, your car starts needing more maintenance. Everything gets more expensive.
Oh my gosh. Keith is on the nice list.
Yes. Keith, of course, is on the nice list. I knew that would happen. For sure, for Keith. Yeah.
Oh, Keith, thank you so much.
Christmas by sending him money. But anyways, yeah, this is, it's not all candy and sunshine and rainbows. But I do hate asking for money. So, but on the details of answering the question, my long-winded thing. So why Sean doesn't know an answer for this is because I don't follow the normal formula of at the start of every video spending 1 full minute describing my Patreon and why you should back it, what you get, my members, my subscribers, all this. Yeah. I just like to nonchalantly throw it out there, and I like to have it just on the screen. And if you want to support, you go ahead. But not everyone has the means to. I'm not going to die over here if you don't. I still have a pile of games to play. People will send me games if I need. There's always more. There's never a shortage to play. I have equipment that I've upgraded from, that I've kept. So if equipment dies, I can roll back to it. Yeah, the quality might drop a little bit. But I'm in a situation where, like, even if I all of a sudden dropped, like YouTube stopped giving as much money for ads or you guys stopped donating, I could still play it. And the worst case, I feel so confident, I still, to this day, get emails all the time for IT job offers. I have former bosses always offering me jobs. So I'm not worried. I could always just go back into IT and make money again. It's not an issue.
Cynthia, you're on the naughty list. No. Uh-oh.
But I think that's in association because of her husband. So
oh, maybe so.
Because Cynthia. She lives with and supports that Grinch. I'm just kidding. Brian's awesome. Cynthia says, I can't believe it's only been a year since I found your channel. Thanks for all you do to keep me excited about this hobby. Happy Christmas and best wishes for the new year.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia. You're too kind. Thank you so much.
You're too kind.
Thank you.
And without Cynthia, we would not be winning Gloomhaven digital scenarios as often. That's for sure. Well, Cynthia, thank you for that. Thank you for being an awesome Doomstalker. But,
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Cynthia, you're awesome. Brian's awesome. You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you guys found the channel. I'm so glad it was part of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely MVPs on the team for sure. But yeah, so the
we'll get there, Sean. We'll get there.
This is why I don't ask for money. You guys interrupt my trains of thought all the time, you jerks. With all your stupid donations. Stop doing it. So the best way to support. So what I learned, I remember this came up in the Patreon. So we had Patreon for years is what I was trying to say. YouTube added the membership program. I tried not to use it for like 6 months. Eventually people are just saying, I don't want to donate on Patreon, but I want to donate. And I knew there are people that do super chats. So they said they were comfortable with donating through Google or YouTube or whatever. So I added the YouTube membership program. All that stuff can get you into our Discord with our producers and hang out. But you still should get the same benefits on Patreon at the producer level that you get on YouTube at the membership the member level. I try to make those the exact same as best I could. But the best way I think is Patreon still takes less of a cut at this time, but I know they've messed around with some things. But they take like extra taxes and things from people, I think, on the donation end that some people might not like. So use whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you want to donate like kind of long-term and cancel whenever, Patreon, I think we get more from that and they take less of a cut. YouTube, if you feel comfortable doing it there, it's totally fine. You get a cool little thing beside your name in the chat. You get to look better than everyone else. You get more of my respect. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a way to do it. Or just you can donate. There's a link down below. You can donate one-off. You can super chat. It's however works for you if you want to donate. And if you don't, I'm just happy you're hanging out. Hitting the like button is free. Subscribing is free. Those help the channel grow. They help YouTube take my content and put it in front of people who are interested in similar content. And when the channel grows, more people show up in chats. It makes chats more interesting. It makes the gameplay more fun, more people to talk with, more conversations. So it just motivates me more when more people are here hanging out. So growing the channel is great. It also helps me ask for less money since more people watch the channel. I'm assuming I'd get more ad revenue or YouTube premium red or whatever it's called revenue. The more watch time and views there is. Then I don't need to ask for donations because then I can do this comfortably, still buy games, still upgrade cameras, still buy sound equipment, still buy lighting, save up for hotels and plane trips and car rides to conventions and stuff to get content for the channel. So yeah, it's however works for you. Like, I'm just so grateful. You guys are way too kind. It's silly. But I love it that you do it. But it's like, it's hard for me to mention it, hard for me to ask, I'll be honest.
So Kevin first.
Kevin says, keep the train going. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Kevin was on the nice list.
Mel's keeping notes.
I am keeping track for you guys here.
And Rodnoff's got to head off. Thank you for the support, Rodnoff. Have a good Christmas and a great 2022. Happy gaming to everybody.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
Rodnoff,
you were on the naughty list, so you got some work to do on that. So.
Rodnoff's not naughty. I know Rodnoff's not naughty.
Thank you so much to both of you. Thank you.
Santa's drinking a little too much eggnog sometimes, I think.
I love Kevin's message to say, keeping the train going.
The train. the sub train.
So much.
The donation train.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Too kind.
Wow. Thank you.
But I'll tell you what these donations do for this episode, and the same thing they did last year. When on Boxing Day, for those who aren't in Canada, don't know, on Boxing Day is like it's kind of like a second Black Friday here in Canada, where a bunch of stores try to clear out stuff and they have big deals and stuff, and board game stores do the same thing. I have a ton of stuff on my wish list. All this does is make me buy more games on that wish list. So just FYI, more games that I can't play because I don't have enough time to play. But I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But what it also will do is help me get to that nicer 4K camera that I also am eyeballing whenever they drop in price from being crazy from the chip shortage. So yeah, that's my next thing I'm kind of eyeballing. So I can get another angle on the stream, have another 4K camera to kind of help improve the stream quality. But yeah, that's where I'm kind of going next, I think.
Oh, Steph is naughty.
I think I could. Let me move this. I think I put this down here. Yeah, let me put that down there.
Steph, thank you so much. You have some work to do as well.
Steph says happy holidays, and Mel and chat. Happy holidays, Rob and Mel and Chad. Thank you, Steph, for so much. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support.
Oh, Brian does say, save some of the money and take your wife out for a fancy date night. Not with COVID, thank you. We'll order pizza.
Oh, we'll have a date night, but in the house.
Yeah.
In the house.
No, we don't go out for dinner.
Like, I was willing to go out to a restaurant when they were like, yeah, vaccines required. You got to wear a mask unless you're eating. I felt a little safer. But then now they're freaking out again because of the new variant. And like, 2 vaccines aren't enough anymore. So it's like,
crazy.
I need to get my booster shot now before I feel comfortable sitting in a restaurant for hours, sharing the same air with everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm paranoid like that. And Jeremy says, just play just one this holiday. Oh, we will.
We will, yes.
It's still in shrink.
Yeah.
It finally came in stock here, another wave of it, and I grabbed it right away. But I still haven't even opened it because it's hard to get a group together now. It's just so hard right still. It hasn't fully opened everything up yet.
Yeah, Daniel knows us and says, with them, probably a pizza night and board games. Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Tara. Oh, Tara, you were naughty. Tara says, happy holidays. Thank you.
Tara.
That's a lot of naughties in a row here.
Well, it's...
I don't know what's happening.
It's the company I keep, I guess. Like, you know, takes one to know one kind of thing. Like we're we're all up to the same trouble. It's like, what do I expect? Okay, let's
Thank
see
you.
Here. Trying to find questions. I know there's some in here I saw.
Drew is also naughty. What is happening?
Drew said.
Drew, thank you.
Drew says, I finally get a little breather from work to watch something live. Mel, Merry Christmas, Rob and Mel, and everyone. Looking forward to many more hangouts in 2022.
Drew,
I know.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, I feel bad doing this in the daytime when I know a lot of people are at work, but yeah, it's just fit for Mel being off and stuff. And I also didn't want to do it like too close to the holidays if people were celebrating and stuff. And like, you know, I felt bad if, you know, we were streaming and we should be spending time with our family too and stuff. So there was one thing. Where was it?
Bernardo says can't donate through Patreon.
Oh, some people can't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, some people can't.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know.
You can't do a one-time donation through Patreon. I think it's only like subscription stuff, but you can cancel whenever or modify it. We have people who've donated at high levels who lower it later or leave and come back or raise it and lower it month by month based on their financial situation and stuff, which, man, again, I will always say this. If you start donating on YouTube below or on Patreon and then you can't anymore or you just don't want to because you don't watch the channel as much, feel free to cancel it, but still come hang out in chat and sometimes.
Yeah.
I never have ill will against anyone that does that, who I see like, oh, they canceled their Patreon and I had to remove them from the credits.
Yeah, don't feel any kind of way.
Yeah, please come and still hang out in chat and stuff. It's like you donated for that whole time a ton of money, I'm sure, like more than I would ever expect. So like, yeah, even if you can only support for like 1 month, a couple months. Yeah, there was somebody who brought up to my attention the other day that their name was still in the credits after they stopped donating. But when you donate, you're good for like the next month. Like even if you cancel the start of the month, you're good for the next month. So when I go dump the list of names, you'll still be in there because even though you canceled, you're still paid for like a whole month. But sometimes I don't clean up the list as quickly. Like sometimes I'll let it go for like 3 months. So I'm like, I don't want to delete these people's names. I know some of these people donated for like a year straight. I'm not going to just remove their name instantly after they stop donating. But somebody felt bad that their name was still in there and they stopped supporting after a couple months. I said, dude, like, relax, leave it. Like, it's fine. I'll take it out when I feel like I want to take it out. So I did remove it, but I was like, I hope it wasn't bothering them. But yeah, it's just like sometimes that comes up. But anyways, yeah, I'm appreciative. Like, I feel like I don't care how much you donated. Your name still goes in the credits. Like, I feel like you should get recognition for you being part of why I do this and keeping me going. And when people see the quality and are like, make a comment about, damn, that camera's sharp, or why does the game look so crisp on your table? And it doesn't look like that when I try to stream it or whatever. It's like, man, that's my supporters who gave me the money so I could buy that nice camera or get those nice lights or whatever, you know? And that's not me, that's them. But yeah, I appreciate it. But Dream Alchemist says here, living like a homeless, when I'm talking about living like homeless, eating ramen, but I also have this $8 million winter cabin we're streaming from today.
Yeah.
All right, listen here, okay? The cabin's not real. No, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. That's why I did the cabin thing though last year, because it was kind of a joke. Like we don't have a ton of money because like I'm doing this full time, and it's like I'm not living the dream of balling, but I am living the dream that I am doing what I love and I'm having fun doing it.
Yeah, we love our life.
So my mental health is definitely better for sure than it was when I had a good job with more money than I needed. So the cabin was kind of a funny thing. Like last year we couldn't afford 4 gaming chairs to play around the table with. So we had a goal on Patreon to help fund the gaming chairs. So that's Elaine. Thank you so much. Is on the
nice list.
Elaine, of course, is on the nice list. Our brother from Quebec. Elaine is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. But the cabin was made. I did it last year as a joke, and then the whole like when we were streaming in front of like a beach resort and stuff is because we didn't really have money to go traveling, and you know it was just to be a joke, like you know.
Yeah, we just pretend.
Yeah, I'm the only board gamer I guess living in a big log cabin because most people just blow all their money on board games because there's an endless supply. But I complain about $5 shipping, and here I am in a mansion. Yeah, that's part of the joke.
Oh, KG thinks the list is rigged. I don't know. Might be accurate. You guys can tell us.
And Jackpot Man says, "You're living the dream, Rob. After a lot of hard work, of course. Well done. There's always more to do, though. I still feel like I could get better. There's always stuff to improve on. I'm never satisfied. It is work. It is work. But I have fun. And some streams and some games and some experiences obviously are more fun than others. But yeah, it's definitely fun.
But we love what we do, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Be quiet, Kanji, you naughty boy, says Bob.
Sean is on the nice list. No message attached. Just dropping in and yep. Thank you.
So Sean with the question has decided to super chat. Thank you so much.
Oh, Bernardo's nice as well.
I'm hacking in the
That's okay.
thing. I want to keep going, but I'm getting the throat tickle again because I haven't been drinking. My throat's getting dry.
That's okay. Then I can read Bernardo's.
I forgot about the tea that I have here. That's probably cold now, but
Bernardo says, "Love you guys. Mel, my hat's off for supporting Rob in his dream. I just did not double dip between YouTube and Patreon."
Just did not double dip between YouTube and Patreon.
I see what you're saying. Thank you.
Gotcha.
I get it.
Yeah, it's wherever you guys want to donate. Like it's all good. Like I don't care. Like whatever's easier for you. If the only thing is like I didn't use Twitch because when I was using Twitch to stream on and YouTube to put videos on at the same time, I just realized like Twitch takes like something crazy like what is it, 50 or 70% of revenue from streamers, and only gives them like 30. So when I was on Twitch and we're getting subscriptions and stuff, it was like definitely no chance I could do it full time.
Yeah.
No chance. But on YouTube was growing. Even when I did a live stream on YouTube, it was like night and day. I'd have way more people watching. The revenue was way higher because YouTube doesn't take as much from creators. And it's just like more creator friendly platform, and they're more creator friendly company. They were built off of like users on the internet. So like they're pretty cool at like returning that favor.
Oh, 50%. Yeah.
It's 50, Daniel? Yeah. It's higher. It's definitely higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I made the choice like many years ago to just not stream on YouTube or Twitch anymore and just kind of go full on YouTube and just not create content on Twitch. But yeah, there was a time where I was trying to do both. There was a time where I was trying to do one over the other and experiment, but my experiments at the time, like maybe board gaming is getting better on Twitch, but it's still like a mainly video game platform or hot tub streams or ASMR. But board gaming on the channel isn't really a thing, as you see a lot of publishers that had Twitch channels have all switched to just doing live on their YouTube. Like FFG is one of those, I think, that doesn't stream on Twitch anymore. I think just YouTube, but I could be wrong. But there's a couple others that I noticed just started streaming on YouTube and stopped on Twitch. So I think it's because maybe it's harder to get a board gaming audience on Twitch, at least in my experience.
Yeah.
There's definitely exceptions to the rule, right? But yeah. I feel like if I played video games and then did some board gaming, I would have been more successful on Twitch. But that could have been me at the time too, right? Just not understanding the platform.
And just in response to me supporting you, there was not even a question about that. Like you
What, sorry?
About like just like people saying like hats off to me supporting you and your dream. Like there wasn't even a question. Like when we discussed it,
Yeah,
I think I pushed you more
that's
so.
what I said.
Even, yeah,
I was the one, like, I would bring it up and say, I remember like years before I ever did it was like, man, I wish I would come back from a convention going and playing a tournament. I'd travel to like, you know, 7-hour drive away, go to somewhere for a Game of Thrones tournament or a L5R or something, whatever tournament, right? And I'd film some videos. I'd come back. I'd spend all these evenings editing. I'd spend my lunch hours editing between work and stuff. I'd spend my weekends editing, voicing over these tournament videos, trying to learn the card pools, trying to like give content to the community, trying to build the communities of those lifestyle games I love playing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, it's stressful. It's hard to do. It's hard to keep my focus on it. It's hard to like put all the effort into what I want to when I also have the job, the family, the real life, the time to rest, all that kind of stuff. I was like, I would say things like, I wish I could dedicate more time to this, but there's not much money in it, you know, like it's hard to do. And then, you know, we kept discussing, and then I started doing more board games and coming up with different content and the live streaming and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Mel's like, if you can kind of only make this much more, it's doable.
Well, we were budgeting already, but then I really took it and I adjusted the budget in so many different ways. And if we do this, this is what we'll have, this, that, X, Y, Z. And then, yeah, I said, we can try at least.
And I'd be like, are you sure?
Yeah, he never believed me.
Yeah, and then
he always thought I was like fudging something to make it seem like it would work.
Yeah, I was like, BS, man. BS, we only can spend this much in this category. No way. Your budgeting is wrong. And I would like rip through it and like look at it again. And then I'd go think about it. I'd come back. I'd try to come up with other ways that we could like make it work. And like services we could cancel, like all this kind of stuff. How I could invest money in other things. Like, yeah, I was just trying to figure out a way and then feel comfortable. But yeah, Rory's got to run. No worry. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I bet. Rory.
Yeah. I've been in a Wegmans around the holiday time, Rory, being in upstate New York, and like, yeah. I feel bad for you, sort of. But yeah, hopefully you get through the week and enjoy some time with your family over the holidays. But yeah, thanks for stopping in for sure. We'll see you in other streams.
Because Bernardo says the truth is that not all couples do that, Mel. We should celebrate people that do, in my opinion.
And Bernardo says, I feel fortunate to be married to one of those people.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I feel like you have to, right? And I think you would support me as well the same way.
I remember George A discussing in our producer Discord about wanting to like spend more time gaming and stuff, but like wishes he had like the full support. It mentioned how like I'm kind of lucky I have the full support of my family to do this kind of wacky experiment, which is not an experiment anymore. It's I don't even think about it anymore. It's just what I do. But for that first year, I was so stressed that I'm like, every month I was doing this, it was growing, but I was always afraid that I was getting closer to the point where I had to go back to IT and I would have had to relearn stuff that I forgot or learn new things that had become out of date. But now I care less and less. Every month that goes on, every year that passes, I care less and less. And every email I get that's like, dude, come and work for me. I need you at my new company. I don't care that you've been doing this YouTube thing for a couple years. You can pick up anything. Don't worry, you'll come back and figure it out. And I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable, but I don't want to do your job. I'm sorry. I'm still growing this thing. We're still having fun. We're still doing it. There's still a lot I can figure out and do. So we're fine. And thank you everyone for supporting, of course. I do appreciate it more than you know.
Thank you.
But yeah, I just assume most people know what YouTube members are, know what Patreon is, know how to super chat, know how to donate, can read a video description. I don't need to hound them. If they want to do it, you're amazing, but you don't have to. And that's why I was trying to joke about it. Like, people who do are much cooler than you and all this stuff. But I'm only joking. Like, I just appreciate everyone hanging out in the chat. Like, if you weren't there, I don't care how much money I got donated. If I was sitting with an empty chat or recording it by myself playing a game, I would have stopped doing this a long time ago. So, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the reason that we come back.
For sure, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, let's see if we can get some last questions in here. And also, if there was ever an issue that the support was not enough, that I would have to stop doing the channel, I would definitely put it out there and let you guys know. So if it got serious that it was something that I needed to do and it was threatened somehow, like YouTube said, we're not giving money out anymore and Patreon went out of business or something, I would throw it out to the community and we'd decide. But I don't think it'll happen. There's streaming is too much of a big thing that I don't think companies would screw over the streamers. But that could happen. It's always a fear of mine that like Google just decides, you know what, we don't want to do YouTube anymore. We're not paying you nothing. Get out of here. You know, and it's like, uh-oh. But we would figure it out.
Oh, so Brian says, so I need to start saving money. Rob needs more. Got it.
No, I would say it, and then we would do something. We would 24-hour stream to save the channel.
Or something. Yeah.
But I don't think it'll ever get there. I would definitely just, start living off water and rum and try to make it work, Yeah. I would live definitely within my means for sure.
Ryan S is still mentioning the merch. We'll get on that.
I know.
And so is Brian V.
No.
Maybe that's a goal for us for next year.
The merch is so easy. I could just literally take my logo, go to a website, enter commission information, click, and I can have t-shirts, I can have mugs, I can have all this. It's super easy. There's companies that do it now. I get a small cut of the money, no problem. But that's not interesting, and I feel bad with that stuff.
No, we want to make it clever.
But I don't know if there's services that will do it clever. I don't know if I have to go, if I want dice towers or dice trays or dice bags or cool stuff related to the hobby, custom dice. That's the kind of thing I want. But that kind of stuff, I have to reach out to manufacturers to make it, buy it in bulk, store it at my house. I have to find a company who will ship that stuff out for me. So I can't do the merch I want to do, I think. Not yet.
No, but maybe we can start small.
But I should start small, where if you want to wear a shirt and find me at a convention, if I see you wearing my shirt, I give you a filthy, dirty, big hug, and COVID or not. But yeah, even if you didn't want the hug, I'm sorry. That if you were wearing a shirt with my name on it, that's like next level. I don't know, but
that'd be so strange.
I'd be so humbled. I'd be like, man, no way. Yeah,
doing that with Rob's face. Could you imagine? I don't know that I even want that.
But those are the kind of things, Edgar, that'd be hilarious. No, I would just do it.
I think it'd be funny. I'm just kidding. Rob bobbleheads. Oh my God.
Even if it would only sell one copy, I would just do it for fun to have it on the store. But
that is so funny.
I don't know if you can do that stuff.
Yeah.
But that would be fun.
Something we need to look into, and we don't really know where to begin.
Daniel knows about the Yeti maid from last year. Yeah. Our maid here at the resort, she used to live up here in the woods, and we brought her in. She's half Yeti, half human, and she cleans our cabin all year long, so it looks nice like this for when we get here once a year for one day, for one stream.
Oh, Dream Alchemist says dice trays, and dice cups. I may be able to connect you with a company that does swag for companies.
As long as I don't have to buy it in bulk first and then sit on it and hope it sells, because I know there's companies that literally will only do print on demand kind of stuff, or when a certain amount of things get ordered, and that I'm fine with. I just don't need to have a whole garage full of stuff that just sitting there collecting dust and
or then it becomes another job for us to have to mail them out and ship them and stuff.
Yeah, shipping stuff from Canada to other countries and customs and all that stuff's a pain in the butt. I would love a company that just would handle all that. And I know there's companies that handle all that for so many other companies or other content creators and stuff. It's easy to get a shirt and stuff like that done, which I can do. But yeah, it's the other cool things that it's they have to be made in bulk or it doesn't make sense. That's the problem.
Yeah, shirts and mugs are easy. But Stacy is requesting a blue bowling shirt with a Rob's Gaming Table logo.
That's possible. That I can do. Yeah, funny. I know. We talked about this for last year, this merch thing, and I'm always like, I don't want to ask for more. But yeah, I should do it. And you guys just choose. But that's why I need to find a service where even if people don't want to do it, it just sits there. I don't waste any money on it. If nobody wants to buy it, it's no hard feelings, no big deal.
Yeah, it's just there if you want.
It's just another option. If people would feel more comfortable getting a shirt or a mug or something for their donation. And that I'm okay with. I understand that. That's completely cool. And Drew says, I get the naughty list because I don't chat as much. Is that the deal?
No.
You can lurk all day long and hang out. And it's all good.
I think Drew was saying that he doesn't have the time.
Yeah,
which is so totally busy. Fair.
And Vantage says, I just got horrified on the back of your playthrough. Such a fun game. Thank you both for what you do. Horrified.
Thank you.
Another family weight game. I love. Great family game. Great family game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Talking about swapping wives and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh my God.
He's reading the chat that that he hasn't seen yet.
Yeah. 20-hour stream, so a single 7th comment curse. Yeah. That would go longer than that, I think. Yeah, for sure.
20-hour stream. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll just do the basic stuff first. I'll find what's easiest and just get it started and see how it works out. I just need to make the plunge, and it's just I'm like afraid to. I don't know.
It's a goal for 2022. Oh gosh.
Now, Bob, do you want my personal thongs I wear? Because I can work something out with you. That's no problem. That's no problem. I can send you some of my thongs. That's easy.
What color do you prefer?
Yeah, which ones do you want? I mean. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're funny, Brian. You're funny. No, this is Bob. Bob's gaming table, the breakfast cereal. You guys are crazy. But that would be cool. Tiny, yeah, that's another one. The promo cards in games. Like, I know publishers do that for other channels. That's like a thing. I just don't know if we're like big enough to do that or.
Yeah, I don't know that we're big enough, are we?
I know there's some publishers that would probably do it if I asked. That are like super friendly, super kind. That I know if I just asked, they probably would make it work. But I don't want to say anything, but yeah, I could. But that would be a cool promo thing, right? Like just because I know that's how like Dice Tower raises money and Man vs. Meeple and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sell promos and they make money off that promos. That's good. The only thing I'm scared with why I don't do that and why I did get asked about it in the past one time, but my fear is, how do you guys trust my honesty if, let's say, Chip Theory gave me a promo baddie in a game? You know, you get, Rob the Goblin that you can fight and you can throw him in your baddies, whatever, right? How can you trust me when I tell you this Chip Theory game I really love, it's cool, it's the best game I've ever played, it's so fun, when that company is also making something I'm making money off of, right? Like, so like, it's tough. Like, I know you need to make money in the hobby. I understand there's no ill will against that. But when I see a Dice Tower live play sponsored by Pandasaurus Games, and then they're playing a Pandasaurus published game, and they're saying this game is so awesome, I can't trust that. I can't trust that. I don't know. Because it's like, yeah, they're sponsored. They're being paid to play it. Their future, support is based on, that kind of stuff. Liberation Game Design says, just want to say thank you for the great playthroughs. Maybe you'll play my game at some point as well.
You were on the naughty list.
If you're on the naughty list, no, I will not play it.
Or no, you were on the nice list, I think. Oh, I think I got it backwards. I think Liberation was on the nice list and Sean was on the naughty list.
And Sean is donating again, second time in the same stream. I want to be on next year's list, LOL. Awesome, Sean. Thank you guys for the donations. You guys are too kind. Liberation Game Design.
Are you currently making a game?
Well, maybe they have a game already. I don't know. I'll look it up. Games. I've not heard of these games, but I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I would have to look on here. Your website's not really giving much information about each game. But maybe BGG. Nope. I don't know if you have a page on BGG, but you should. No. Okay.
You look into it.
So Liberation Game Design, get on BoardGameGeek.com, set up a page for your design, you know, your designs, and attach the games in there. Get the games on that website. That's how people will find them. And make sure you put in as much info about the game as you can. Yeah, your website. Yeah, Brian's saying the same thing about the website. It looks kind of like broken in places. It doesn't give much information. Get on BoardGameGeek.com, set up accounts, set up the game pages, link it, put all your information on there.
Oh, we do have one.
Oh, there is one on there.
Yeah, this game is coming in 2022.
Oh, it is there. You can click on it. My bad, my bad.
I found it.
But I couldn't search based on the
I searched
name.
the game because he put the name in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Usually I search by designer or publisher and I can find like a whole bunch of stuff, but...
Oh, yeah, it says publisher, Liberation Game Design.
I know, but it wasn't coming up when I searched that.
Yeah.
Even just like Liberation and that kind of stuff, it wasn't.
Yeah. At least this
wasn't showing up.
Kickstarter.
Oh, that's coming out next year. I see. Oh, okay. So there's one.
Oh, it looks cool.
Yeah, there's one game, 2022, coming out next year. But yeah, if you have other games, get them on BGG. Yeah, it is there. Okay. Awesome.
Looks cool at first glance.
Okay, you add it to the list. I'll look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, late pledge right now.
Okay. Cool. I'll look into it. Cool. Bob is funny. All right, let's see here. What about a draw bag for Arkham Horror LCG? Oh man. Bob's asking, has our daughter disowned you as parents yet? She must be about the right age for it.
Not yet.
Some days. Some days. It's usually a temporary thing, it feels like. Not fully yet, though.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Not fully yet.
She still needs us for some things, so.
Tiny says, Rob, I have a promo card, and my daughter has a monster card in a game, and it only cost me $300. That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
We can trust you. Winky face. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, that's why I get afraid of like reviewing games, is that whole thing. Like, if publishers send games, then I'm reviewing games. There's some publishers that are Patreons of our channel.
Yeah.
And I don't say that, I don't talk about it. They do it. I don't like thank them in any way other than like, the time that they did it, but it doesn't change my opinion on their games, but it's still like kind of I don't know.
But I think that's why people can trust you, because whether we purchase a game with our own money or the money that is from you guys that donate, or if a game is sent to us, your opinions are the same.
Yeah.
Right? And people can trust that in you.
Some of those, actually, those publishers that are actually Patreons or any ones that have been in the past are usually small publishers or whatever. But usually it's after, I notice they always become it kind of at the same time that I'm like telling them what I don't like about their game.
It's like after we've played it, streamed it.
Or while I'm learning it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your rule book sucks. Like, why does your game play this? Why does this card have this symbol on it? It doesn't make sense. Like, go look at these 3 other games that do it right. Like, don't be afraid to use the same idea because it just makes sense. Like, it'll help new players learn your game better. And stuff like that. Like, I'll say like what I like and what I don't like to them behind the scenes, like when they're showing me a game and I'm like, your prototype looks like crap. I don't want to play it. Make it better. Like, I'm sorry, email me if you ever have a better prototype. Like, I can't spend time on that. And then they'll do that. And then they'll reach out, here's a better prototype. And, you know, they might sponsor or whatever. And it's like kind of cool, but I don't ask for it or anything. But, or yeah, it's just feedback. I'll work with them behind the scenes on some of their stuff. But it's not, I don't do it so I get a Patreon. Like, it's not, I just do it because I want the game to be better. So I'm playing a better game. I don't know. Anyways, definitely went over the time as usual.
But it was fun though.
But definitely fun. I do appreciate donations. That's not why we do this, these streams, but I do appreciate it. It was going nice and calm and flowing, going through questions, and then everyone started donating. Now I can't even find half the questions in the chat. But no, I'm just joking. I do appreciate it though. Thank you for the support, of course. Yep, I have no issue adding a bunch more games on my Boxing Day sale order in a week. And yeah, new camera is definitely much closer than it was before. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The time limit, Kanji, was I always do these Q&As and I always aim in my head for 2-ish hours. We have some stuff we have to go do. We'll just have to do it faster now. Before our stream at 6:30 playing Gloomhaven Digital with Jack and Janet. Brian says, if it weren't for Rob's unbiased view, how could we ever have a Rob rant? Exactly. By the way, 2022 New Year's resolution, more rants. Yep. Yeah. True. Agree.
And people were asking for my rants.
Yeah, I don't know. Mel doesn't really rant much.
No, I don't rant.
She just kind of sometimes just accepts the way things are and just fine with it. Me, I always question everything.
Yeah.
It's like, could this be better? What are people's intentions behind this? And should I be satisfied? I'm always questioning everything.
I do, though, look at things differently, though. After hearing, you know, I hear you rant about different things, and then I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that doesn't work.
Yep. Like, who thought this was a good idea?
Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Like that?
Exactly.
My favorite recent one is the Skyrim one when I saw the massive campaign.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Massive campaign. And what was the other? They used another word.
Gigantic or something. Massive.
Something. I was like, are you joking? Your campaign is like 3 scenarios, 3 sessions. I play it with my buddies for 3 nights in a row and I'm done your massive campaign. Like, who are you trying to fool here? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And you guys heard what he said on stream. Imagine all of the ranting that happened when he first read that.
What about Mel's message? That's a good one. Kevin says, what about Mel's message? So Mel, if you're like Mr. Rogers, kind of like, what would you want to, you know?
Message about what?
I love Will Wheaton's, like, you know, his message of it was like, don't be a dick or whatever it was. Like, where he was used to say that, like, kind of at the end. I love that one. Because that's why I like, man, preach.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, you can joke around and be a bit of a jerk, but like, don't just be a dick. Like, you know, even if you believe in different things, like, you know, we're all people. Just don't be rude about it. Like, you know.
I don't have a message yet. It's something I'll need to think about.
But yeah. Rob's rant and Mel's missiles. Watch out, she's firing another missile. I can't play it. But sometimes I open a box, I'm like, Mel, look at this. And it's literally like a little pile of components in the bottom corner of the box and a completely empty box. And it's like, wow. Oh, YouTube just froze up.
Oh, I think it's back.
On my end, it says excellent the whole way through, but interesting. 0 frames dropped. Excellent
It was
connection.
just like a quick, like a
YouTube
blip.
explosion.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
A little blip.
Whoa, that means it's time to go.
Yeah, it was just a quick like drop.
Mark, what are you asking about, Mark, there? Am I missing another message? Mark's just saying high replayability. Oh, I think he's talking about another game or something, right? With someone else?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know if there's more with that.
Yeah, I can't remember what my comment was on now on the. There was something.
Yeah, I don't
that
remember.
Definitely bugged me. It's probably the air, but there was probably something else.
Not enough dice for the dice we needed, like not enough components.
It does bug me when there's not enough components. That does
The
bug me.
following components are meant to be, non-finite or whatever. Use an alternate, what is
Suitable replacement.
Suitable replacement.
Like,
And
wait,
Mel,
what?
yeah, Mel always shakes her head whenever I'm reading the rules or showing her that. Like, what?
Yeah.
You couldn't put another 5 tokens in the box?
Yeah, you can't figure out what the max is that we'll need based on all the player counts that are on the box.
Yeah, it's all math, man. It's all math.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that does bug me.
Massive campaign. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I'll be back on in. Mel will be back on too.
Yeah.
In 3.5 hours. We'll be playing some Gloomhaven Digital, playing some multiplayer. I don't know what we're playing, what scenario. We'll figure that out on stream. And yeah, we're playing some Gloomhaven Digital tonight. Join me tomorrow if you want to continue the conversations like this. I'm gonna be there tomorrow for a stream that's similar to this kind of idea, where I just sit down, we go through chat. It's just a hangout kind of to go through games you brought up, topics I find interesting, things I see on the internet that are cool. It's just kind of like an unscripted, kind of just have fun and hang out and do this kind of stuff a little more often. So yeah, if you want to join that, the stream's already scheduled. It's called Rob's Cafe, Coffee, Crowdfunding, and Conversation. And yeah, we just chat about things. We'll look at crowdfunding projects or, updating on what's coming to the channel. This kind of stuff, but more often is the idea.
I did note a few of the games that were talked about today.
Yeah.
So if you want to take a
I
look
probably
at those.
won't have time between now and then to look them up, but
True.
sometimes we'll just look up stuff on stream. That's part of the fun. It's why I wanted to do those, so that sometimes I note games down and I either get busy or I forget. This way it kind of puts me to task. I have a stream where I can carve out some time, sit down, and just make that meeting and kind of sit down and like get the work done.
Yeah.
Is how I look at it. So yeah, but it'll be more chill because like year end, we'll just look through some stuff. I'll probably do one maybe next week too, and that we can just chill and talk about year end stuff, or maybe right after January, or after the start of January, after New Year's. I'll probably do one then because it'd make more sense. Yeah, maybe then. And yeah, I'm just trying to do them every couple weeks, and we just talk about what's going on in the industry, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, this kind of open format, sort of, and just kind of discuss without having to like play through a game and worry about turns and rules and stuff like that. Yeah, join me for that tomorrow. You can already set a reminder for it, and then we're back playing, assuming Kyle's coming tomorrow if the COVID stuff doesn't
things are
get
escalating.
crazier. Kyle will be joining us for episode 2 tomorrow of our Lord of the Rings Journeys of Middle Earth playthrough of the Haunting of Dale campaign. A YouTube exclusive, it seems. Because I don't think anyone's played it on YouTube, at least that I found. I looked for it again after, and I could not find it that anyone's played any of it other than FFG playing the first scenario or whatever. So yeah, so if you want to watch someone play through that, we got 3-player going. We're going to be playing that hopefully for the next few months on Tuesday nights with Kyle. So that should be fun. But yeah, more streams to come. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss future streams like this one. If you're watching this later and you couldn't be here because you missed it, you didn't have your notifications on, turn them on. Or go to the youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. You can set reminders for streams you're interested in. If you want to see more of a stream, hit that like button. It helps YouTube promote it in front of other eyeballs. I see it in the numbers that people are more interested in watching. I'll do more of those kind of streams. If there's any games you want to talk about or you're interested in, show up to the Rob's Cafe streams. We can talk about it there. If you're interested in supporting the channel at any time in the future or not, whatever, it is down in the video description. You can find all the links to that stuff and find more information. Thank you to everyone supporting the channel. You guys are way too kind. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for helping us keep going here and improving the channel, getting more games to the channel and keep going. I appreciate the motivation. And of course, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Spencer's got a question. Is there a notification button? This thumbs down icon? You son of a... about that question before about blocking people from the chat, the answer is yes, and I'll show you right now how to do it.
No. Spencer's good.
Spencer's good. Spencer has got the VIP pass. He can't do no wrong. But yeah, Spencer, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you can click the dislike button, but it doesn't work anymore, which is great. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. You guys are great. Rom C4 is what stream is explosive. No, into the void. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. If I don't see any of you in the next streams until after the holidays, happy holidays, happy new year. But we will be streaming throughout the holidays. We'll probably take 4-ish, 5-ish days off, maybe. But there are some games we might just do some lighter games in there or some shorter streams just to have fun, play some games that aren't full of spoilers. Because I know it's a thing. It stresses me out not doing it, playing all these campaign spoilery games that not everyone can watch at the time. But I do love playing them. That's like what I've prided my channel on having. So I still have to do those things because I love them. But yeah, stay tuned for those streams. Enjoy the rest of your day. And have a good, happy holidays, happy new year, whatever you celebrate. Thanks for hanging out. And please play some of the damn games you're buying. Find some family.
That's a good message.
Find some family, find some friends, find some time, and check out from stress of the world to play some damn games. Even if it's one, blow the dust off one game or take the shrink off one game on your thing and just set your goal low, something achievable, set an achievable SMART goal and just get it done. Play a game over the holidays, just do it.
And if you're watching this later, let us know what that game is.
Yeah, comment down below.
And let us know.
You have till New Year's. Play a game you have not played in a while, or play a game with somebody who's never played a game before or hasn't gamed with you in a while. Just game. Whether it's online, tabletop simulator, in person, whatever. Get through some damn games in your collection. Stop buying more games. Play the games you own. That's
a good message.
That's Rob's message.
That's a good message.
And Mel's promoting that missile.
Yeah,
it's coming at you.
Play more games.
Play more damn game. Play one.
Play a game, yeah.
Don't get stressed out by the 30 staring at you backed on Kickstarter you haven't taken the shrink off of yet. Just play one. Set the goal low. Once you achieve one, it will snowball. It will snowball. Trust me. It will snowball. Just play one. In the next week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks you have. Play a new game that you have not played, or a game you haven't played in a while, it's collecting dust, that you feel guilty about. Play it. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next stream.
Bye.
Bye-bye.